All right, we are live with session 19 of Earthdawn, 4th edition, Tales of His Majesty's Royal Exploratory Force. It has been some time since our last session. Who would like to remind us what happened?
Let's see. Last time, I believe we finally finished up in that elementalist and nethermancer domain thing. We managed to get access to their tombs, and were allowed to take uh, a few of their thread items that they had with the permission of a couple of spirits. And I believe there was a blood oath sworn as part of that. Um, But we took those things and left and closed it back up, planning to return there if we ever needed somewhere to rest, I suppose. And then we went on to explore another area of the caves underneath the Carabasita. And there we found some cadavermen doing some interesting things, like patrolling and looking for food for their ghouls. And I think they were there was basically like a whole other section of the care that had just been forgotten down there, where they were guarding, I think, a different door. Am I remembering that right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they were like mostly, at least some of them were. They had some semblance of sentience. They understood some things. Um, and so we were talking with them and trying to figure out what to do about the colony of cadavermen down there, if anything. Um, yeah, I think that's where we left off, right?
Sounds right.
Okay.
I think we had actually just decided to leave them. I don't think we
Yeah.
decided to do anything else with them. We
Yeah.
we overheard some of them talking a bit. We talked to a crazy woman who thought she was in charge, but everyone sort of semi ignores her, but a few don't. I don't know. Something like that.
Mm-hmm. They ain't hurting nobody. It seems to be it seems to be our overall decision regarding them. I mean, obviously, no one should go down there near the cadavermen and the ghouls because that's kind of risky. But no one should go down there for lots of reasons. But we're down here, so. And I think we did like already check if there was anything worth recovering from down there, and they didn't seem to have any valuables, so that made that simple.
They did not seem to have any valuables.
Which sort of begs the question of where any valuables that were in that area went, and if someone already took them. But I mean, there's nothing really to be done about that unless we can find some 2,000-year-old tracks, or 200-year-old tracks, I should say. Which I don't think we have the best odds of. All right. So, as far as what to do next, I think, if I remember correctly, from where we came down, there were caves leading off in 4 directions. First, we went northeast and found the elemental sanctuary. Then we went northwest and we found the cadaverman colony. And we know that to the southeast is the source of these horrors. Like there's something that keeps creating Nashers down there.
Which we are avoiding for the moment.
Yeah, that might be a little above our pay grade. Like we can take a few Nashers. I'm not sure we can take something that creates Nashers.
Yeah, the southeast is also where the worm skull came from.
Right. Fun. Yeah, so there's something there that's just creating horrors, or some portal or something. Who knows? hopefully the insect spirits are dealing with it, because that's what we're counting on for security.
Yeah, because we're definitely not dealing with that.
Oh dear, yeah. I mean,
Outsourcing the insect spirits, something I never expect would happen.
what could possibly go wrong? It's the only thing I have to say to that.
But now that you said that,
Say it often enough and fate gets bored. I'm telling you, it works. So I guess that leaves we could try to check out the southwest of these caves. Make ourselves a full circle, having checked out most of the areas except that one area that is extremely dangerous that we should not go. And
Yeah, just so we can say we've basically, at least know what everything is, where everything is,
All right. To the southwest, and this will be probably the easiest way to do it. As you go, it looks like there are bodies buried here, preserved, well tended. From what you can tell, it looks like there was an effort here to basically create a mausoleum of some sort, because obviously when you're underground you need somewhere to bury your bodies if you don't want to burn them and smoke yourself out. But the effort starts towards the beginning. Everything is well preserved as you go in a little bit, and then the effort looks like it met a hitch. The alcoves and I don't know what they would be called, just the little niches for the corpses seem to become more shoddy and then hastily dug out. And at this point, most of the ones that you do find are empty, and then it just stops. And there's a natural cave that extends just a little bit further on, maybe a couple dozen yards, but it looks like they were digging as they were going.
So either they ran into something that they were like, we can't do anything else here, or maybe where they were just running out of people and not caring about the burying the bodies anymore.
Possibly, or their effort down here awoke something else that came up behind them.
Right.
Stopped being worth the effort to bury the bodies.
Yeah.
Getting made faster than you can dig the recesses. Corpses getting made faster than you can dig the recesses. Well, I mean, I suppose we should probably spend some time investigating to see if there's anything we're missing here, or assuming some number of these recesses are just empty and are probably the source of various cadavermen, but
that is a possibility too, yes. Some of the ones that do have corpses in them are marked. There's small engraved stones or plaques nearby that tell you who they are, when they died, and most of the ones, some of the empty ones still have plaques too. So there was somebody in at least some of the empty ones. The date is using the Theron dating system, but I think you found enough records that you can sort of compare it, or convert it rather. And most of these died, or at least were buried here, say 200 to 300 years ago. The most recent one that has a plaque and a body that you can find seems like it was buried just about 200 years ago.
okay. So about 200 years ago, which is, I mean, I think that's in our timeline. That's roughly the time when things all started kind of going to hell down here.
Yes.
Okay. which is probably how long that thing down in the southeast has been awake. Um, all right. Well, yeah, we'll check out the inscriptions, see if there's anything of particular note on those. Check the different recesses, see if there's anything besides corpses or ominous lack of corpses. But otherwise, I don't think there's. This is again, something that you probably shouldn't bother too much. I think. I don't know if Hack has any weird Nethermancer things he'd want to go down here, but well,
He's
don't
not here
have
to
him,
do
but that's
that.
right. Yep. Oh dear. All right. So then that leaves.
Test.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep, we can
Okay.
hear you.
I lost audio, so the stream lost audio for a moment.
Oh dear. Do you know when that was, or?
Just
Last thing
after
you
you were
were
wondering
saying?
if Hack had something weird to do, which the answer is
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, probably. But he's not here to do it. So yeah, in that case, I mean, we're gonna go around, check if there's anything notable on any of the plaques, see if there's anything down here besides bodies or ominous lack of bodies, and probably get a sketch of the layout of the place. But maybe check if there are any secret doors down here. They did like their secret doors in the upper levels. I don't know if they have any down here. Yeah, aside from those general checks, I don't think we really want to mess with the catacombs at all.
You can take notes of names to compare with records above, if you wish. None of the plaques seem to, I don't know, make anybody sound more important than they were. They all pretty much sound very important.
Mm.
So maybe less important people got buried somewhere else.
Or they were all embellished. Even the poor nobodies were embellished to make them seem important too.
Yeah, one of those two. No one had any thread items that were dependent on finding the final resting place of so and so who came from this care, did they? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not that we know of, at least. But yeah. All right. Yeah, and we'll take a look around, see if there's any hidden stashes of vast quantities of gold or hidden secret doors or anything like that. But look, man, it sounds far-fetched, but it happened once. And I really want it to happen again.
Why do we look under every rock? Because 10 years ago I found a rare diamond.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
So that's why you break every pot you find.
We find one item in one pot, and that's it. We're breaking everything.
Oh man, that'd be such a fun thing to put in a video game as a designer. It's just there's a pot in the first room that has a diamond worth 10,000 gold in it, and then every pot for the rest of the game is empty.
But everyone's bashing him open just to get the find.
I forgot to go one step further, as I'd have a real low drop rate. So halfway through the game, they find another one.
And then they go back and check every single other pot. Yeah.
Yep.
So many ways to ruin a player's life.
Yeah.
But anyway.
There's a few of them that seem to be buried with valuable personal effects. Maybe one of them has kind of like a golden badge of rank for serving in some military or some sort, right? And another one might have a dagger at his side with a small ruby in the hilt. but there's no stash of valuables. These are just what the individuals may have had of note.
To tomb robbing or to not tomb robbing? That is the question. On the one hand, we don't really need the extra money. On the other hand, getting more money is never really about need. Well, okay, sometimes it is.
Kinsey will probably not raid the tombs unless there's something really, really interesting. She just has higher standards. That's all.
Yeah. If there's anything worth that I would guess is worth over 100 silver, then I'll probably do it. But for anything less than that, I'll be respectful.
We're gonna go in the tombs, empty bags, come out jingling.
Yes, we recovered this from. Yep, this is fine. I mean, to be fair, what we were doing up above was also basically tomb robbing. It's just they didn't intend those to be tombs. Is it really that different?
I mean,
also, I don't know if you had the stats, but the living crystal armor, we can just kind of hand wave that you got it. The blood oath was basically an oath not to harm the care or its living inhabitants. Right, you can pretty much word it the way you want, but the intent behind it is that you won't actively harm the people living in the care.
I forgot about that. I think that was one of the times I missed.
Yeah. But the armor is good for Kothar. Even without a thread, it's 5 physical, 5 mystic. It's got an initiative penalty of a 3 and weighs 60 pounds, but it is a thread item, so presumably it will either get lighter or quicker or whatever.
Needs initiative. Initiative is for sword masters. Let's see. All right. Well, if we do our check for secret doors and nothing turns up there, then I think we'll go ahead and.
Oh yeah, I didn't roll for that. Should I roll for that?
No, there's no secret doors down here.
Fair enough. So then I guess the question is, do we want to do any exploring in the southeast at all? I mean, we know there's something there that's way too dangerous for us.
I would say no. We have an idea of what's there. I think we should leave it at that.
Yeah. Let's come back in 2 circles when we've got more than half the party, and reconsider this.
We'll come back when we actually have more party members and a few more circles.
The 3 of us were really the combat strength of the party, so I'm pretty sure if we can take it at all, then the 3 of us can handle it. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
No. All right. So yeah.
Our only problem is if it survives the first round, then it's like, oh.
Yeah. Aorca does. If it targets mystic defenses instead of physical armor, then I got a problem.
Yeah, we definitely would have a problem.
Oh no, my one weakness, half of all damage. All right, well, I guess that's probably us done down here, so I guess we can head up and...
go back up, I guess.
Head up, let them know what kind of things are down here, maybe draw them a map in case anyone is curious about that for whatever reason, and let them know if there's a problem there that's going to get worse unless it's solved, and we don't really have the means to solve it right now.
Yeah, something they can keep an eye out for, but at this point, it looks like it's being handled.
It's frickin' Invi versus some horror that creates Nashers for fun. No one wants to be in between those 2 things.
Yeah, just keep it sealed.
It would be nice if everything down there was dead, but that's not an option, so let's just not touch it. Hope it works out.
Yeah, keep that thing sealed. That should be the advice right now.
have found Pandora's box. We will put a do not touch sign on it and walk away.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
All right.
I guess a better question is, do we report that to anybody? Do we tell anybody about this?
That I think we tell people about. Because that is a source of danger and probably not a source of just money for us.
Okay, I guess the better question: who do we tell about it?
That is a good question.
Tell too many people because otherwise we start panicking people. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think we probably tell like the military leaders in the care,
Okay.
and we could let the Drake know,
in case there's an interest there.
I mean, yeah, there's Invi and something creating horrors down there. The dragon might be interested.
True, that's correct.
And that's something I'm perfectly fine with the dragon taking an interest in. All right.
And we were in the process of, I believe we were in the process of moving the rock, right? At some point.
Yep, I think that was our next.
The Drake was studying the rock.
That's right. The Drake was studying the life rock, right? Okay.
Yes, and then
the intent was to hopefully be able to move it, correct? But I don't think we've worked that out quite yet, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we had the vague plan to, get some labor from the care and try to fly our airship inside there, because our current one is small enough to maybe do that.
Yeah, with some help, I believe we were talking about, right? To make it, were we talking about making it lighter or something by the Earth people or whatever, by the giants? Or no? Am I confused? I can't remember what we talked about. Sorry.
I think there was mention of having the ogre see if they could help, but they don't really have a way of making things lighter.
Okay, I didn't know what they could do with their stuff.
There might be a way to wake the obsidian. They are lighter than the life rock, and if they were taken out into the sunlight, they may be able to be woken up.
Yeah, that could certainly help. And I don't know if we've got any wizards for like levitation magic or something.
Right, but I believe the dragon was keep examining them first because we don't want to, like, if they're like corrupted in some way, we don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we also had Mian here, who was just she was checking out some of their records, looking for more leads on whatever it is she's researching. Which, yeah, it's probably fine.
Yes.
Yeah, she pays us lots of money. Must be a good cause. All right.
So you work your way back out to the platform to go up?
Yep.
The one Invi that was there when you came down kind of wanders over and almost as though meeting you again for the first time. Do you bring new people to join our cause?
No, we do not. Not right now.
Without more hosts, we will not last long.
That's good to know. We'll report that to the relevant authorities. When you're talking about hosts, do you mean the living or the dead?
Living, right?
The dead are hard to inhabit.
Right, of course. Yes, we'll let the people in charge know, and they'll decide if there's. We'll let you know.
Very well.
Carefully sidle past him and get onto the platform and leave.
All right, so you gotta kind of tug on the chain a little bit, which makes some noise, and it's probably a good 20 minutes before it actually starts to raise up slowly.
Oh, we've been down here for a while. They probably thought us dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've been down here over a day, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
But you do eventually get up to the top, and again, there's the one mostly insect form there that seems to be doing the pulley twisting chain thing, the heavy labor.
Okay.
And then there's also the one that looks like a pretty normal human for the most part. And he walks over to the door and he knocks on it a couple times, and there's a knockback, and then he pushes it slowly, and it is soon grabbed from the other side and opened up.
All right. Yes, and we'll make some generally polite noises towards the terrifying abominations that are helping us out here, and then
The human-looking one, as you are walking out, we would appreciate more volunteers.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm aware. I'll let the people in charge know, and they might get back to you.
Now that we understand the severity of the threat, we will make sure we report that severity.
Oh dear.
As you leave, you are pretty much towards the entrance of the care. There seems to be a lot more people out here, and almost several carts and wagons and people like setting up kind of like a fair or a festival.
Okay, that's cool.
He started a betting pool without letting me in on it. Damn. All right.
And some of the townspeople are walking around and looking at it, but from what you can tell, and there's probably only a dozen or so people here that are setting stuff up. None of them look familiar to you.
That may not be good.
Well, I suppose we should go ahead and ask them who they are and what's going on here. See if I can find someone who doesn't look too busy and greet them and ask them what they're setting up for.
There happens to be an orc nearby that is mostly supervising, so not actually doing any work.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, I don't believe we've met, and I think I've seen most of the people down here. Could you?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, well met. I'm Jack.
Jack? Yes, I am Maxim.
I have one of the best street food stands that you will ever find once we are up and running, which we should be tomorrow.
Street food?
Ooh, street food.
Yes, word is that the care here, Basita, was recently opened. So a few of us have come from Daichi to introduce ourselves and provide a little sampling of the outside world.
Ah, yes, Daichi. The spirit of Corollas runs strong there, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I wish you good fortune. Maybe by tomorrow to see what you've got. Now, we have some reports to make.
Reports? Are you officials in this town?
We are the adepts who opened it. So naturally, we have some small standing, though no official position.
Oh.
Yes, and we've just been taking a look at the few of the sections of the care that haven't been well tended for the last century or two, and just want to let the people in charge know how things stand.
Very well, very well. Come by tomorrow.
I most certainly will, Jack. I will see you
As the
then.
adepts that have opened this care, I'm sure we can work out a deal.
Oh boy.
Well, that's worth what, a 3-4% discount, easy?
Oh yeah, gotta be at least 40. Need more ranks and haggle. Oh well. Or I'm sorry, ranks and haggle in the first place is what I mean to say. But yeah. All right. And with good to know that Basita's getting introduced into the outside world. Maybe a little concerning that it's by Daichi, but you know what? Nothing to complain about there. Could be worse. Could be Thera.
Well, looking around, you don't see anybody that seems to be like official city personnel or anything. It all happens to look like merchants of some sort. So that is probably on the promising side.
What does government in Kratos and Daichi really look like? Like, isn't it basically just crime lords?
Or yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting any officials anyway. It's just for the best. All right. All right. So in that case, I think we should go ahead and find I think there was some like hastily elected government here.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that's right.
And don't remember their names if I had them written down somewhere.
The new mayor is Salin Waysmith.
Salin Wasteness?
She is an elf. I will type it.
Yep. Gonna need the spelling on that one. There we are. Yep, so this another elf mayor, hopefully not secretly a worm skull like the last elf, or possibly all elves. Don't worry about it.
All elves, yeah. All elves are actually worm skulls.
It explains the Bloodwood, doesn't it?
Secret.
Yeah, I mean, there are two kinds of elves. There are blood elves and there are worm skulls. And yeah, that's about it.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
we will go.
I don't know if we want to talk to her or like the captain of the guard, but one of these people we should probably give a map of the underground catacomb areas and let them know that they have a group of Invi requesting reinforcements and something creating new Nashers down there, which seem to be at a stalemate for now and have been for a couple centuries, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Actually,
yeah. Let's talk to the mayor first and see if they can bring.
Actually, do we talk to them first, or do we talk to the Drake first, or the elf sent by Icewing? Yes.
Well, the Drake is probably busy at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just not sure, like, how extreme the response is going to be to finding out that there are Invi in our zip code. How big of an emergency are those exactly? I'm not sure.
They can be quite problematic when they are like secretly kidnapping people and infesting within the city. But as far as you are able to tell, and you can back it up by the journal of a long dead madman, They were summoned specifically for this task, so they may not be secretly infesting the city.
May not.
Oh boy, well, we got the word of a long dead madman who died after summoning a horror that destroyed his care from the inside out. So I mean, there's that. Reassuring. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. We should probably just tell the mayor, and
For the moment, yeah.
for the moment, yeah. Ah, dear. And pass on the request for reinforcements.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if we actually want to send any reinforcements. That seems like a generally bad idea, but so does not sending reinforcements, and I'm not sure which decision is worse.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's her care, so she can make those decisions.
She can announce for volunteers. Yeah, volunteers.
Get voluntold to head down there. Oh dear.
Who wants to have a one-way trip?
Yeah, make me a charisma test, etiquette or conversation if you have it.
I got conversation.
So you can roll conversation. Is it a skill or talent?
Talent.
You can even add karma.
I sure can. Got a 13.
All right. Over the course of this conversation, the mayor, she is also very worried. You get the gist of that. You get the feelings. They can't possibly send who could they send to be infested or whatever. But also she was here when the former mayor revealed itself and escaped, so she understands the worm skull, she understands the Nasher, and you guys are probably basically an hour-long conversation where you're basically pointing out, yeah, if we do nothing, this happens. If we do this, this happens. If we, the bad sides of every decision or whatever. And
Yeah,
you see
you
her,
have no good decision. Sorry.
Yeah, you see her coming around basically to deciding that, like, the criminal element and the dregs of society might be the best people to volunteer for reinforcement. Type of decision. It's like, she's got a bad decision either way, and that's probably the least bad that she can think of at this moment.
Yeah, that is a terrible but understandable decision. I think I would advise that before taking any action, we should seek out some outside information, as I would worry that perhaps when these Invi are asking for recruits, those recruits may not be bound in the same way the originals were, to guard the care and not to spread their corruption. And so I would recommend sending for research from Thrall or experts, or perhaps even the elf who came with us. He has some knowledge of magic. He may be able to advise us in this, of whether or not we would be inviting disaster by adding to the ranks of the Invi.
She definitely seems willing to pause on the side of caution. And also, right now, they really don't have, a prison or any criminals or anything like that either. So this would have to be something that they would have to decide going forward anyway.
I know a local city who may be donating them some criminals rather shortly. However, not going to bring that up quite yet.
Donating them? Okay.
You need criminals for your human sacrifice, but you have a relatively peaceful society, so you don't really have any criminals. All your previous criminals probably got turned into cadaver with the previous mayor. But you also have immigration from Kratos. So, God, this is awful. Well, let's keep going. Oh boy.
What is the penalty for thievery in your city? Oh, being sent to the Invi. Wait, what?
You get sent to the Envi, and then you have to battle horrors for the rest of your unnatural existence.
But yeah, so she seems like she's gonna, think about it. She will send off her research, but that is her current leanings.
I don't like the decision, but I also can't disagree.
I guess we just have to make sure we do not become criminals. That's all.
Assuming they don't all make it out of the care by then and form a city above ground, and then can just, level the care.
Oh, even then, I'd worry if it would still be underground somewhere, waiting. But
so it's kind of a race, one way or the other.
Well, it's been like this for 200 years, so I think we can assume it's probably not going to explode tomorrow. But it should definitely be dealt with sooner rather than later.
Yeah, as far as you know, the records from the journals that you found up above indicated that there were at least half a dozen that were summoned, maybe a little bit between 6 and 12. So you've got 2 corporeal up in the catacombs, basically keeping most people out, or what can find its way up from getting out. And then you have one that's probably more powerful somehow down below. So over the past 200 years, they've lost most of their numbers. But it's taken a while.
Yeah, I mean,
so a handful of criminals just might be to hold them off for another 200 years. See,
unless those criminals just start investing the whole care as soon as they have their bodies. Oh dear. But
yeah, another question would be like, how much of the original personality exists? Are they going to be these rebellious people even as?
Are they going to remember that we sent them down there? No, and not voluntarily.
Yeah, that's random.
All right. Well, hopefully the solution is that in a year or two we're wardens and we can head down there and just kill this thing and be done with the whole business. Sure. But yeah, for now, let's ask people who know more about Envi and creating horrors. Okay.
So, are we going to talk to the elf then?
Yes, I think we should, for several reasons. Also, he may have finished up his research in the last day or so.
All right, you can catch a ride over to the island. Your airship is inside, so you could probably just hop on your airship and fly it over to the island.
Oh, yeah.
The elf is perched on the center stone. Let's see, do I still have a... No, that wasn't
it. What was his name again?
I've got it in here somewhere. Errantry. That was it.
Errantry?
Yeah, Errantry.
Yeah, I think I might have deleted the little map that had the island and the stones, but he is on the life rock, just kind of sitting cross-legged. He has a book on his lap that he seems to be reading.
I will fly down like very quickly. Errantry, we have news.
And
so there are some really crazy stuff going on underground, including some bug spirits and something creating horrors and stuff like that. But apparently the bug spirits are fighting the horrors and trying to keep them at bay because of some agreement or ritual or something that was done by people who used to be down there. They like summoned the bug spirits to try to help fight with the horror. I hope I got that right. I was only halfway paying attention. Anyway, but But yes, so and now they're like the bug spirits are almost dead, and if they don't have some sort of reinforcement soon, then the horrors will win and then start probably coming up here.
Well, that explains something.
Ooh, wait, that explains something? I was quite sure it raised a lot of questions.
The power from this life rock seems to be diverted. It is going into something. If there are horrors underneath, this life rock may have sacrificed itself to also help slow their advance.
Oh.
What does that mean for the cinnamon inside?
Any that are inside may be saved. They may not. Those around us may be the last survivors of this brotherhood. I am no expert, so there is still a chance, but from what I can tell, it does not look good.
And if we choose, well, is there a way if the cinnamon ever come out of there, does that mean whatever's being diverted is weaker, or does it need all the inhabitants of the rock to actually do whatever it's doing?
That is an interesting question. So, the only way I know to find out would be to move this rock into the surface, and he kind of looks upward, find a way to allow sunlight to get down here.
Oh, we can blow a hole in the mountain. Can we do that?
Plan B.
Oh, okay.
Actually, maybe more like C or D. Actually,
I mean, that sounded really exciting, didn't it? I mean, just a boom, and then sunlight coming down, and all these cinnamon just go woo, and they wake up. Right? Is that how it works? I don't know how it works, but yeah.
If we can get it to the surface, it may be able to draw enough power to awaken, but I have a feeling that by doing so we will
will it stop protecting or stopping the horrors at below if we move the rock?
I believe so, yes.
Pull the proverbial finger out of the dam.
Yeah, yes. Bad idea. So wait, does that mean the mountain explosion thing moves up a rank? I think it does. You can't move the rock, so bring the sun to the rock.
If it's suppressing the horrors, then giving it greater strength seems like it would be in our best interest, but how to... I don't know much about... I am a dwarf, but I don't know much about geology and mining, so I'm not sure how difficult it would be to get sun down to this point. So it did seem rather a long way to get down here.
How much sun do you need? Like, how big of a hole do you think we need here?
I don't know. We just get enough mirrors. We can bounce the light around.
Would that work? Could we reflect light into it?
I believe it would have to be direct.
Direct sunlight. Could an earth elemental transmute some of the rock into glass and make like a giant skylight?
Ooh, that'd be really...
Or that not be direct?
I mean, no explosion, but still.
I mean, if it's just glass, then I guess we could always just break it if it doesn't work.
Need a powerful elementalist before doing anything like that.
Great form spirit may be able to create the hole.
That might have fewer side effects than an explosion.
Now, what would that mean though for like time of day though? Like it would only be getting sun for.
Yes, for a few hours. It would take much longer for it to rejuvenate, assuming that it can.
But I think
The best option
Unless-
for rejuvenation would be getting it to the surface where it can have direct light for longer.
But we can't really do that without risking, I don't know, a giant, invasion of horrors, right?
There is that.
So what if temporarily we give it a little boost of light, and then once we deal with the horror thing, hopefully at some point in the future, then we can move the whole rock.
Or the activists taking the rock breaks whatever they did in the past.
yes. Well, opening a hole sounds like a reasonable temporary solution, if that is possible. Although I don't personally know any elementalists capable of summoning a great form spirit. Or do I? I do know a great form spirit.
You know of one.
We do know one, don't we?
Yeah, we met a great form earth spirit, more or less. I'm not sure if we could persuade it to help, but
Yeah, I wonder what the cost of that, like what he would want for that. It can't hurt to go ask, though.
Yes. I mean, we'd have to go back down there with the Inve asking us for bodies, but that's...
I mean, we could let them know that there's, we're working on a plan. And leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, it may be... do you think these other Obsidian, they can be moved outside and that be able to revive normally?
They would sure be easier to move outside than the life rock.
Yes, they might have more insight into what exactly was done and what exactly could be done about it now.
Again, I am no expert, so I do not know if they are still alive and will awaken or not, but it won't happen with them down here, I think.
Yes. I don't suppose you know much about Invi. Do you?
I know that it is usually better to destroy them when encountered.
Probably not the best option in this case.
Yes, well, rather, I think they're being destroyed by something else, and we should leave it to it.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the question is, which is worse, the horrors or the Invi?
Don't ask questions like that. Those aren't good questions to ask.
I mean, those are necessary questions.
We do need to know the answer, but I don't like asking the question. Okay, but
Fair enough.
I think they are equivalent.
right. Well, we need to find someone who has enough knowledge of Invi and their summoning, so that they could tell if adding to the ranks of those Invi, if any that were added, would still be bound under the same constraints as the original ones that kept them down there, fighting the horrors rather than spreading their influence. So we need some kind of magical expert. And if you don't know enough about those particular matters, then
Unfortunately, spirits are not in the expertise of wizardry. As for general knowledge, your troubadour may know.
Yes, she might. We should also see how her research is going. All right. Well, if you have any, we may ask you again if you have any, perhaps references when we get to Thrall for advice on great form spirits and Invi and other problems that we are fully unqualified to solve, and yet we are presented with. That list seems to grow every day. But yes, are you finished with your studies of this life rock?
I believe that I am.
Right. Then, well, I propose we try moving several of these sleeping or perhaps dead obsidian outside to see what can be learned there, and also consult with Mian about the Invi. Agreed?
Yeah, that sounds important.
So
Oh,
logistically, like one of these obsidian, dormant obsidian, could probably be moved at a time on your little patrol vedette.
Can does Kothar have to wait here while we're transporting the other obsidian?
Yes.
All right. All right. So I guess yeah, we can have Kothar load them on, and then he waits here while we
Yeah.
try to.
But then
We
you
try to
have the
pilot
problem
it.
once you get above of unloading them.
Yeah, let's do one
Okay.
first
So
and see
this
what
is
happens.
like the cabbage, goat, and wolf, right? Or is it? Okay. Is Kothar going to eat the sleeping obsidian if we leave him here with those, or? Uh, um.
Kothar is housebroken. You don't think you have to worry.
All right. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think this the simple if very time-consuming solution is we need someone to help unload them.
Yeah, it's a time-consuming logistical thing, but you can manage. It probably end up taking like an hour per dormant obsidian.
All right. Well, I mean, takes time, but we've got time, I think.
I mean, should we wake one up first and talk to them and stuff before we start waking all of them up?
Well, I don't know how long it takes a dormant obsidian to wake up. So we may as well get the first one out, put him in the sunlight, and then start going back to the next one while we wait. And
Okay, sure. Let's find
and
a location that's kind of away from the people, though. We don't want to, unless this is like a big thing where everyone gets to watch these poor things wake up,
yes, although we should probably have someone stay with them in case they do wake up to
I'll stay with them.
explain things.
Yeah, I can explain things. It's fine.
Oh dear, do we have enough crew for the airship?
Yeah, you can get it working.
All right.
You probably want to take them higher up the mountain, closer to the top.
Yeah, sure. We can fly. Height is no object.
Yeah, sounds great.
Oh, height is never an object.
The only danger there, though, is passing Therans.
Hmm.
But
To be fair, we look like a Theron.
yeah, you guys can camouflage the things from the air a little bit to try to protect the view from certain angles. So it'll probably take. Hold on. Late afternoon to get the first one out there. So the sun is going down.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess we could make camp with him until morning. I don't. It seems irresponsible to leave him out here alone.
Yeah, we can camp with them.
All right. And then tomorrow, hopefully, he'll wake up, and regardless of whether or not he does, we should consult with Mian and see if she's finished with her research. Although I guess we could just do that now since it's
Yeah, sure.
afternoon and he's not going to be waking up anytime soon without sunlight. Um, So yeah, I guess we should go find Mian and ask her if she knows if she knows much about the summoning of Invi and can provide any helpful advice with the lovely problem we've got going on downstairs.
All right. Um, let's see. Kothar missed a couple sessions, huh?
Yeah.
We passed an item history day. I don't remember how many things were left unlearned about, though.
So far, at least for me, it'd be the crystal armor, obviously, because that one.
Yeah, that one you just found.
And I think the last thing I remember doing was the spear.
Do you remember if you succeeded on the spear?
I do, but I don't remember how much.
I'll be right back.
Because I don't have any bit of the spear in public knowledge.
Because I think other than that, all the other stuff was all caught up with wherever what my item history is at, though. For the most part.
Let's see here. There were also some bracers, but I believe you got the info for those because they came from my swing.
So it might just be the 2 crystal items then. And then anything else that we eventually would work back around to get that are stuck at 4.
Let's see, I have a Tiskrang choker. Okay, that's flaws.
The Racers of Aris come with the key knowledges too? Or just the item history?
No, he had the key knowledges for those.
Alright. Alright, so I can just get to weaving.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. The plate armor was up to 5, 5, 5. So yeah, just the spear. The armor will take a week of study.
Okay.
I think the spear is about right for one learning attempt here.
Because I know we did it once, but that was last time.
Yeah, I don't think you succeeded on that.
Got a 10.
Nope. Alright, nothing there.
Sorry, my dinner was ready.
Okay.
You missed lots of exciting item history.
Yep.
It went about as well as usually does, but since I only did it once. It's about like the second or third is when everything kicks off.
Just right now you're just warming up.
We need a couple throwaway items to do item history on, because then I get the good ones.
Mine are all done. I don't think I have anything, right, Joy? Oh yeah, all I have is the poison ivy. So yeah, okay.
Which, yeah, I think you've reached the limit of what you can learn about them right now.
Yeah, correct. Mm-hmm.
And we're way behind on our key knowledges for almost everything.
Yeah, I don't actually have that much equipment. Why? Yeah, I only have that and the item that the group item, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of why I figured that's why I have so much points right now, is because I haven't really have anything to thread to yet.
Well, in theory, you've got some crystal armor and a crystal spear now.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of excited for the armor. The picture on my head just kind of looks kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, let me give you a description that may or may not ruin that image in your head.
Oh yeah, crystal plate is horrifying.
You mean amazing?
Living crystal armor.
It is made up of fine crystal links, which afford greater protection than crystal ringlet and better mobility than crystal plate.
Oh, this isn't the horrifying living crystal that like gets implanted in your bones.
No.
Oh, okay.
So no need to pay what was it, blood coster?
No.
That's definitely an upgrade.
Shines brightly when struck by light, causing shining patterns to emerge across the surface.
Rainbow armor. Very shiny. I'm just imagining, it gets hit by armor, and you see in the scintillating patterns the intro of Friends just starts playing.
All right, so you acquired the armor on the 21st. You'll be able to make an attempt on that on the 28th. Let's see, you did the spear because we passed that date on the 17th. So on the 14th, on the 24th, you can try the spear again. And then you guys, oh, this is not evening still, so you haven't camped yet.
All right. So in that case, should we have a quick visit with Mian to update her and see how her research is going?
Yeah.
All right. It takes some searching for her. You kind of knew she was in the library, but she doesn't seem to be easily accessible. You kind of have to wander around. She's not in the first main open floor or whatever. She is kind of up some stairs and around a corner and then down some stairs and almost like in a, I don't know, like a basement mini library, right? There's only a few books on shelves. Some of them are very big and heavy looking. And she's on a dusty old table that looks as though the dust from the table and the chair have been swept into a corner.
All right. And I assume she's reading through some old books and scrolls or something along those lines?
Yes.
All right.
When you walk in, because you guys have kind of been poking around and looking around for a while, she stops Oh. Kind of, looks up, acknowledges you, finds a rather large, flat, kind of like a ruler thing, right? It's a flat piece of wood that she sets in the book and then closes it.
We have news. We have news. We have news.
Yes,
it's
and problems.
Don't spoil it. You got to build up to it. What are you doing? Ever told a story before? Jeez.
That isn't spoiling it. That's building up to it. It's the foreshadowing. You need the audience needs to be prepared for the type of story you're going to tell them. You want them thinking that it's good news, and then you tell what we're about to tell. But anyway, yes, we do have news. If, as we mentioned, we were going down to explore the catacombs previously, and we did, and we encountered, first off, several Invi trapped in human corpses, which were apparently set there to protect the care from something that is creating new horrors and sending them up, and was apparently the source of the worm skull and several Nashers. And they've been fighting for about 200 years, and their numbers have been greatly reduced. They asked us for reinforcements, which was not the question I wanted to hear from the Invi fighting horrors underneath the care. So, we were wondering if you knew... The Invi there were apparently summoned by, I believe, Shaxir, and were bound to protect the care. We're bound to protect the care from the horrors down there, and they seem to have done so without infesting the populace. And I, or rather the mayor, who is considering possibly agreeing to their request in the absence of any better way to deal with something that can create a worm skull, if any other people that they infested would be bound under the same agreement as they were, or might be free to begin spreading their infestation as Invi often do.
Yeah, I mean, if these Invis were initially like summoned for this, is because it's their same spirit entering the body, so wouldn't they technically still be, under that same spell?
If it were the same spirits, yes. Any spirits that were destroyed have passed on. Some Invi can not necessarily lure, but help other spirits bridge the gap.
Oh, so you're saying if the other spirits were destroyed, and they could be replacing them with other Invi that were not summoned for this particular reason?
Correct. So if there are any spirits that remain without a body, and they are given hosts, then I presume they would be bound by their original summoning deal. Or if new spirits were summoned with this arrangement.
That's interesting.
Invi are a very dangerous thing, though. Because one never knows if the one you are summoning is going to simply be another soldier or a queen. I do not know if queens would be bound by any agreement. And queens, once they have hosts to implant eggs in, the eggs bring spirits with them.
Right. So it sounds like it'd be a very bad idea to simply hand these Invi more living hosts and hope for the best. Not that was ever a good idea. But then that leaves us with the problem of what to do about what is creating worm skulls and Nashers, if these Invi, as they seem to say, are close to dying out. And leaving that thing unguarded.
Yes, that is another question that must be asked. And really, you must work on your delivery. I can work with that. Work with you on that.
Yes, I'd appreciate that.
Both of you.
Find
She kind of
myself
looks between Kinsey too.
I find myself needing to deliver terrible news to a variety of people recently, and I should probably get a bit better at it. Ah.
I have news as well. The book that you found, which is very important, and is also written in such a fashion that it is incomplete. It was written as part of 3 books. The information, all 3 of them are needed to have the complete picture of the tale they tell. I have found out that one of the other books was sent to Parlength before it vanished and subsequently returned. And I have a feeling that that will be the source, or will point the direction to the 3rd book. These are very important to Icewing.
Icewing. May I ask why, or is that his secret?
Yes, you may ask him why. I do not know if he will tell you. However, I was also led to understand that you were told that you can find information on your statue in the Dragon Mountains.
Forgot about that.
I have received, she kind of looks around and I forget where I put it, but I have received word that you should make your trip there sooner rather than later. Not only for the information that you may find, but I believe that the statuette you have may come in useful for a task.
A task. Could you be more specific?
I was not given any more specific information.
Right. Well,
I mean, what else are we doing?
Well, I was told
waking up Obsidian.
The task will greatly aid Thrall in the coming endeavors.
Of course. Well, so research needs to be done in the Dragon Mountains. The Obsidian should be woken up, and we need to see if we can convince a great form spirit to open a hole in a mountain to power a life rock that's imprisoning a horror. Not sure what order to do these in, but I think we should wake up the Obsidian first, since we're here.
Sure.
If they can be woken up. I suppose we'll see.
Oh, waking up Cinnamon.
Yes.
I would like to see that.
Yes, we have one outside, and well, it's getting a bit late, so I doubt he'll awaken today. But we're hoping that tomorrow morning we might have better luck. And there are several more on the island, but it will take a great deal of time to move them out. But yes, we're going to be sleeping under the stars tonight, and getting street food from Daichi tomorrow. Apparently, that has already started. Carolus is always busy.
Daichi.
They were setting up street food outside the catacombs. I'm not certain about their choice of location, but I suppose the space was cheap.
To be fair, the catacombs are pretty much the closest building to the gate.
Yeah, there you go.
So they kind of are coming in and they are spreading themselves out just inside the gate. Coincidentally enough, near the catacombs. Very well. In the morning then I shall meet you. Oh, you are camping outside, you said.
As I said, we moved one of the obsidian outside, and it seems unwise to leave him alone out there.
Then I shall accompany you now.
All right. Well then, let's head out.
I am no stranger to the elements.
All right. Okay.
She leaves the book on the table where it is. She doesn't seem too concerned that it's going to wander off after who knows how long it's been here.
Yeah, I mean, people seem to have left their ancient records alone for a couple centuries already.
I will need to stop by my quarters, though, and change.
Wait, you have quarters?
Yes, I was given quarters.
We probably could have asked for those too. Oh well.
You guys have rooms here too.
Yeah, we have rooms.
Oh yeah, we do. Okay. Forgot about it. And anyway, yeah, go ahead and get the camping gear out of the airship and set ourselves up on the mountain. And yeah, just go ahead and camp out there tonight and keep an eye on the obsidian until he wakes up.
All right. She seems to have a kind of like a self-setting up mini pavilion. Right? She stakes a pole into an open area and kind of twists the top, and then it basically expands itself.
That's fancy.
Say, where could I get one of those?
Well, I might be able to commission another one, but it was very expensive.
Well, as you well know, I was recently paid a significant amount of money. Are you talking in the hundreds or in the thousands?
Tens, 15,000 to be exact.
15,000. Ah.
Yes.
Well then, I'll keep the offer in mind.
That's a lot of graves.
Time to rethink that grave robbing now, right?
It's a lot of nickels and dimes, so time to get started early.
Gotta start checking them pockets.
Yeah. I think that tent might be worth about as much as our airship.
It's not huge, right? It's not a big pavilion. It's a small, could probably sleep 4 people, really, but she has her bedroll in it, and she also has a spot to sit, and there seems to be a very soft glow on the inside coming from the roof. And you also notice probably Kinsey notices, being the Beastmaster, insects tend not to go near it.
Oh. Interesting. Look, that in itself makes it worth that amount. Okay? You don't have to worry about those insects. It's perfect.
Meanwhile, the obsidian, what are insects?
Yeah. And while you can see the glow from the outside, the glow doesn't actually seem to reach the outside. So it really doesn't affect the light or darkness or anything like that.
Okay.
All right.
And she seems to spend several hours reading.
All right.
Before at one point you guys kind of look over there and then the glow is off and she is laying in the bedroll. Seems to be asleep.
All right. Yep. We'll go about our normal evening routines and such, and set up our watch with 3 people, I guess. Zinda can take one of the watches. It'll be fine.
Does anybody have any recovery tests left and need to spend them?
I've got 3, and I've got 9 damage to get rid of, apparently.
1 and 1. So I guess
I am. I have no more damage, so I'm good.
All right. Looks like we're all fine then, and Zinda's fine, right? Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, I just used karma. That's all I used. So
Karma is cheap.
But death is cheaper.
that's more expensive. Wait, hold on.
What's the karma to death exchange rate?
Is anybody having trouble hearing me? Am I too soft?
No, I can hear you just fine.
Good.
I will say your mic sounds stranger unless it's your throat or something. Do you have like a bug in your throat or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
My voice has been shot for a while.
Yeah, I mean it's a noticeable decrease in your volume, but it's still hearable. You're probably just talking lower than you normally do.
All right. The night passes mostly uneventfully. There's at one point in time sounds like an animal of some sort is starting to approach. And then probably Kinsey, is either awake or wakes up to go deal with it, but notices that it seems to leave
On its own?
on its own.
But we've noticed this phenomenon before around this area, right?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
I mean, animals have come by. They've had to be chased off or, they're hunting nearby in the area. Something seems to encourage this one to leave, and it's not you.
I heard tent. Is there tent? I wonder if there's tent.
Always the tent.
It is very possible that the insect repellent also reaches animals.
This thing scares off everything.
Does Zinda have any aversion to the tent?
No.
All right. I'm just imagining, a Theran airship comes down to do a bombing run on us while we're here. The tent just returns fire and knocks it out of the sky. Yeah, 15,000 silver tent. That's what it does.
Doesn't seem so stupid now, does it?
Yeah, right.
The one with the fire cannon was 25,000.
I really should have sprung for that one, honestly.
Yeah, right. She went cheap.
Wait, how much are fire cannons worth?
I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if any rules about fire cannons, and Earthdawn has, considering that 2 of the 15 core classes are about using airships. It's weird how few rules they have with regard to airships.
Yeah.
I guess they had more in previous editions, but I guess those just haven't really been ported up to 4th.
I'll have to go through 'em. I kind of like the stuff I came up with for the small ship.
Mm-hmm.
For a bigger one, I might have to change it, make it more expensive or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure of the scale of things, and how much does a fire cannon cost? How do you fire a fire cannon at another ship? What happens if a person happens to get hit by a fire cannon instead of a ship?
Yeah.
All interesting questions. All right. But none of that, hopefully none of that will matter tonight. If it does matter tonight, then we got problems.
Indeed. But yeah, eventually, whoever's on last watch, the sun starts to crest in the distance and sky starts to go gray.
All right. And we'll all just gather up in a circle around the sleeping Obsidian and stare at him creepily while we wait for him to wake up.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Or I guess we could get to work moving the others out here while leaving someone here to keep an eye on him. It'll take
Yeah, I'll stay here. Don't worry, he'll be safe with me.
Yeah. Hopefully you can keep anything away that decides to bother him and let him know where he is if he starts waking up. And I guess Mian would probably want to stay here as well to keep an eye on him, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she'll stay here.
Yes, if she wants to, see an Obsidian waking up from dormancy, then yeah, this seems like the place to be. So in that case, I guess Kothar and I will take the ship back down. Maybe get a couple extra try to recruit a couple extra hands for labor.
Erindry will also help.
All right. Grab some breakfast at the street food stalls, or I don't know. They might not be open this early. Wait for lunch.
No, as the sun is coming up, they are open. And
all right.
In fact, where's my dice roller? What is Maxim's mystic defense?
Mystic, not social. Well, assuming I'm not currently equipping my shield, it'll be an 8. Horror mark.
All right. So you go to check out the street food. And there is several things or whatever, right? There's somebody selling little meat pies, pastries, but the person you ran into, the orc Jack, he has a cart where they are selling lizards on a stick. The best tasting lizard you've ever had. Guaranteed.
How much lizard have I had?
And just walking by it, it smells so good.
How many successes did he get versus my mystic defense? Ah, well, doesn't matter. I'm having some lizard for breakfast.
And this lizard is 5 silver.
5 silver.
And with the smell of how good this lizard tastes, it's a steal.
I mean, it really is. But 5 silver. Where do you get the lizards?
Oh, they are imported.
From where?
From across the sea.
Wait, which sea? Death Sea?
Across the Eris Sea.
Across the Eris Sea. Oh, right, same as my bracers. But across the Eris Sea, where? I be honest, I don't know a damn thing about the area over there. Probably should. I guess I'll learn today how their lizard tastes.
You will not regret it.
All right, I'll take 2. Kinsey is definitely going to want some.
All right.
Why did I think that now, like, the only thing that's, you would be immune to would be anything dealing with your wallet, and that would get through any sort of fancy hand waviness of this enticement.
No. You see, the reason I want lots of money is so that I can afford silly, luxurious things. That's the whole point here. I want a tent that automatically unfolds itself and repels insects, and that is worth 15,000 silver. But don't worry, I'm spending my share, not the party fund. But the party money is safe from my frivolities for now.
For now. Did you catch that? Uh-huh.
Well, it started off as a loan to himself from the party funds, and then he needed a loan to cover that loan, and well, that's how we got here today.
Yeah, now I owe about 40,000 silver to about 3 different loan sharks in Kratos. So yeah, let's go make some money. Also, I may have promised all of your firstborn children to those loan sharks for various reasons. One of them was a horror. Don't worry about it.
And as you walk away, there is a line like 20 people long for the stand. You are surprised that you made it first.
Okay, well, I guess I just got lucky to get this 5 silver piece lizard from across the Eris Sea.
Yep. And it is very good.
Okay.
You forgot to ask for your discount.
I don't know how many lizards you've had, but this is the best one you've ever had.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy the one, and I will attempt to. I'll wrap up the other one for Kinsey, and also share a bit of mine with Zinda because yeah, she should also enjoy this wonderful treat that is Eris lizards. All right, and after a hearty breakfast of mystically enchanted street food, let's get back to the business of hauling rocks.
And there I sent you a message too.
Man, Kothar, you should really try some of these. This is great. It's only 5 silver. That's it's only like what, a week's rent? Yeah, it's perfectly good.
Kothar, what is your mystic defense?
Oh dear. You have steel thought, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
You have to. No, wait a minute.
10.
You don't have to know it's coming for steel thought, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just Avoid Blow that has that on there.
Where did that go? Why did that not? Okay, that's better. You may attempt a steel thought. Your target is a 23, though.
What the hell?
I'm
Spend karma, save us.
Wait, that was. Oh, come on. What was the number?
23.
Well, I got close.
All right. Yes, despite the fact that Obsidian are almost always vegetarian and don't eat meat or whatever, you have the urge. You must go buy one of these things.
God.
How's the line looking?
Nobody's there. It looks like the last person is walking away with one on, a lizard on a stick, and he's just now putting some more up on the rack, and there's nobody at the line at the moment.
Oh god, we're all gonna get horror marked by street food. This is how it ends.
It looks like I'm partaking of the local delicacy.
Well, this is the exact opposite of a local delicacy, but
Yes, this is an imported delicacy. And Jack is, welcome, friends. Yes, you must have one too. It is the best lizard you have ever tasted. Imported from across the Aris Sea.
what country is it from? What city? Where do they find lizards like this?
I can't reveal all my trade secrets.
What about the seasoning? What kind of seasoning do you put on lizard?
It is a secret blend. He pulls out a jar that has a small bit mix, of different seasonings, but it's not marked. It is my secret blend. He tucks it away into a pocket.
I really wish I had astral sight right now, but I do not.
And so, Kothar, you spend your 5 silver.
I do.
Get your lizard on a stick. The urge for the lizard on the stick does not trump the fact that you probably don't eat meat. So, you kind of maybe smell it and all of this stuff and study it or whatever, but never really have the urge to actually eat it. However, you are convinced that this is the best tasting lizard you've ever had.
It is in your possession, the best tasting lizard you have ever owned.
Yep.
What does taste except almost primarily smell?
And in your case, every few minutes as you look down at it, more pieces of it are gone as if eaten.
Now I usually don't eat lizard, but that's usually isn't how it goes.
Oh.
No. To Kothar, to Maxim, it looks as though he's eating the lizard. The thought that you've never seen him eat meat doesn't cross your mind. This does not seem weird to you.
I don't think it would.
Did we all just buy sticks for 5 silver?
No, there's still. Maxim has
an
actual.
You bought something for 5 silver.
And he has another one because he's taken one to Kinsey.
I'm back.
Actually, does Zinda react any differently to the lizard as I was giving her some, or?
No, not really.
Okay, like she reacts as if it's tasty meat.
Yeah, just a snack.
All right. Well,
Zinda likes when you share snacks.
I assume so. I was just wondering if this isn't actually lizard meat at all, and I was wondering if he forgot to use whatever this magic is on the cat. But either he remembered, or it is actual lizard, and the magic is just being used to sell it.
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys get some help. Get another one loaded. Erendry helps. He casts levitation and gets a disc underneath one of them and raises it enough while people are pushing to get it tipped onto the air. It does make it a little easier too. And then a few minutes later, you're out at the top. And as you get to the top, and you are about to hand Kinsey your lizard on a stick, you realize that it's just kind of mediocre lizard on a stick. You're not sure why you are so enthralled with it. But it would be too embarrassing to admit that.
Yeah. Well, we got some street food. We said we were going to. Well, there's nothing so embarrassing about that. Aside from the 5 silver. Let's not mention the 5 silver.
Isn't half the fun of street food is ordering it?
Certainly was there. That was a hell of a sales pitch. Wonder might have been a quester of Carolus. But anyway, yes, I'll offer the lizard on a stick to Kinsey anyway. And it may not be the best lizard she's ever eaten, but
Yeah, she kind of.
You are still willing to pitch it as being such.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's still the best lizard I don't think I've eaten that much lizard before now. So, it might just be a low bar for being the best lizard I've ever eaten.
That's it. So you offer it to Kinsey?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
It just kind of looks like a regular lizard on a stick?
It looks like a grilled lizard on a stick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, best lizard you ever eaten. You said he imported them over across the Era Sea? I'm not so sure about that part, but...
Yeah, it's kind of cold, though. It looks like it's been kind of in a pocket and moved around a few times and maybe sat on the way out here and stuff.
Oh. I'll go warm it up at the fire before I try it.
Hey, he's got fresh ones in there if you want some. Oh. Yeah. He's got fresh ones in there.
She's not too picky. She'll nibble on it. Does it taste bad or no?
No, it doesn't taste bad. It's just cold lizard.
Oh, okay.
Not enchanted lizard.
You couldn't. I mean, I guess yeah. Maybe your bar is just a little low. It's not that great, dude. But okay, whatever.
I probably should have gotten on the way out and said on the way in. I was just hungry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. I appreciate the thought. Joe, can you add me back to the call or whatever? Mine is acting weird. My entire computer froze, and I had to restart my computer. So yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
Let me make sure I'm on the right call.
There we go. Now I see everybody. Everybody's there.
I have to adjust your size.
Yeah, I thought everyone was just like, why is everyone being quiet? And because I was scratching the cat and I looked over and nobody's even moving. I'm like, oh. And I was like, wait, I can't move my mouse. Oh, the entire computer froze.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did you miss the enchanted lizard street food arc?
I got the beginning of it, and my computer froze when Kothar was being hit by the whammy. So
It went well, just as well as you imagined.
Yeah. This is not the team that can resist that kind of stuff.
Except the interesting thing with Kothar was he never actually took a bite of it, but pieces seemed to disappear from it, and he still considered it the best lizard he'd ever eaten.
That's okay.
Really concerning.
But everything is fine.
Just fine.
All right, so you guys have 2 up here now. Are you gonna work on getting all of them out here?
Any sign of movement or anything from the first one? Should we wait and just see what these 2 do, or do you want to pull them all out? Because if we pull too many of them out and nothing happens, we'll just have a bunch of these guys on the mountain.
Yeah, maybe we just start with the 2,
and then
wait to get some kind of reaction out of them before moving all of them out here.
Yeah, because if they don't move, then what do we do with them?
Yes, it'd take a while to move them anywhere else.
Yeah,
and don't know yet. We might be interfering with something by moving them outside, but yes, let's see if we can get them to wake up.
I'll find a good. We'll keep them in a really good sunny spot that gets sun most of the day.
And we can watch the sun shine on rocks. One of those deeply compelling.
Yes. Oh, we're watching rocks today. Yeah. See.
At about midday, the sun is now overhead. It's been shining on the rocks for a while. Early morning and for a few hours, coming in at an angle through the trees, it wasn't really direct. But at about midday, Kothar notices kind of building inside of you is the urge to join with one of them. And joining is how when you return to your own life rock, you join with it, and then it's almost like a dreaming sharing of experiences, but you can also do that with other obsidian out and about.
Yeah, I'll go over to the one that's, or is it any of them, or is it a specific one?
No, no, not a specific one, just with one of them.
Okay. Oh.
So Kothar walks over there, kind of places his hands on him, and then over the course of a few minutes, seems to be getting swallowed into the life rock. I mean, not the life rock, the other obsidian.
Is this
It's
normal?
normal, right?
I don't
Is that-
know.
Mian, yeah, I think it's normal.
So we don't have to take him out.
Although
It's kind of
usually
cool.
they both kind of meet halfway, but
Well, maybe because it's dormant. Huh.
yes.
Well,
It's fascinating.
And Kothar has probably done this before with other living obsidian. This is different. It's a lot darker in here. You don't get the sense of communication and joining. There is something, but it is distant. So I need an awareness test from Kothar.
Here we go.
13 is good. Yeah, there is something distant. It's almost. I personally don't know how the experience goes, but it's almost like you're wandering in a dark, murky swamp. Right? There's very little light. Usually, you could probably see other experiences and memories and all of this stuff, but and it's kind of like a disembodied thing too. But you find yourself being drawn to a bit of light that seems to be not quite hesitant to reach out, but almost unable to. Almost like it's behind a metaphorical prison of some sort.
Can I get close, or is there like a way to try to reach, or?
Yeah, you can get close to it. You can, as far as you can tell, you can get right up next to it, but there's something between you and the other presence.
Is there a way for me to look through it, or to, try to, I guess, force my way if there's, not a metaphorical door?
Yes, you may attempt to force your way through. You are a weaponsmith. You can make stuff as well as unmake stuff. So roll me a half magic test.
Magically make a door.
Yeah.
Magically unmake the prison.
Just asking which attribute.
Perception in this case. 13
again.
Okay, you managed to somehow destroy the thing that was separating you, and you can reach out and join with this thing. You get an immediate wash of sensations that slowly resolve themselves into memories of kind of like a self-choosing. There were, before the care was sealed, there was the choice that the life rock would go into the care, hiding, and that 7 brothers would remain outside to assist in the awakening when possible, even knowing that they too would probably go dormant over time. And this was one of them. He probably survived, slowly getting more lethargic over time for maybe the first 50 years or so.
Wait, so the others are probably dead?
Or just dormant in the life rock.
Oh, okay.
It sounded like they kept some outside to bring others out when it was ready to go, and eventually they just went dormant too.
Yeah, there's no sense of what happened to the life rock itself.
So it went dormant when it was brought inside the centuries ago.
Yeah, the life rock, yeah. And the Obsidian, presumably, some Obsidian, made their way through the Scourge in cares, so there was a way to not go dormant, but these did for whatever reason.
And there's nothing information to say why that happened then.
No.
Do I know of any reason for what would cause that, or is it just, or what would allow, I guess, said men to get energy underground?
Probably the Great Spirit within the life rock itself was feeding on them or drawing energy from them for whatever reason. But yeah, the sensations are, it's kind of timeless, but just slowly they were on their island, patrolling the island, sometimes just sitting there, protecting from dead or other malicious things, like the will-o-wisps. And slowly over time, just had less and less energy until it went dark for this particular one.
I guess I'll work on what happens just to leave this one, and I guess see if I can get any other details from another one, or if it just ends up being the same.
Okay. Make me a willpower roll.
4.
Okay. All right. It's kind of hard to start making your way out of this one to do the separating. The other presence kind of doesn't want you to go. It's not forcing you to stay or anything like that, but it does seem to be slowing down your progress. And eventually, though, you manage to separate. Everybody on the outside, probably a good 3 hours have gone by
Oh, goodness.
before the rock starts to protrude in one particular spot, and then slowly Kothar manages to step out. And when he fully steps out, he the obsidian that is there is no longer just a lump of rock. It is actually looking like an obsidian.
Are you okay?
Just I'll relay the information of kind of what I saw and learned, and I was thinking maybe see if I can converse with another one, see if it's just the same detail or maybe something different.
I mean, this isn't dangerous, is it? Like, you're not gonna like get stuck together or something, are you?
No.
Is there anything we can do to help him, or more than we have already done?
I mean, yeah. I mean, does he just need more sunlight, basically, or is it okay?
Did I get the impression that like just more time for it to start waking up, or
Yeah, they need more time in the light, and you also get the sensation that they, even though they may wake up, they may not be fully. What's the word?
Oh, like there's like permanent damage of some sort.
Oh, semi-permanent damage. Like this one here now looks like a humanoid, slightly on the feminine side though.
Mm-hmm.
Obsidian pretty much decide on their own when they are born what they want to look like. But it's almost like a child looking around, like the consciousness is not fully there yet, and that may just need more time, or it may actually need the life rock to become active.
Oh, right.
So this one may have had some permanent damage or semi-permanent damage, but something has happened to this one to regress their development a little bit.
So should we like put it back on the life rock later, like at some point?
We need to figure out some way to wake up Life Rock.
Blowing a hole
Which-
through the mountain. That's plan number 1 now, right?
If only someone had kept the bomb!
Oh,
That is
too
very, very
soon.
true.
Too
The
soon.
bomb would have been really useful right now. Just use it over and over again.
Gosh, collapse this whole goddamn care.
Yeah.
Maybe a great form spirit can help us. If we can find something we can trade to it for that, or I'm not sure if it's a trade or if it just needs the energy or something. But
Well, with some careful consideration, the hole would have to be over the island, and you have a good, I don't know, 10, like 60 meters, so a good 150, 180 feet around the island. So if you can manage to start drilling or whatever, any debris localized area would fall into water and not overpopulated populated city.
True.
yeah, that might work out. Although, we just don't have the gear to handle a job like that of the slightest. And I mean, I assume a great form spirit can handle it if we could convince it to do that, or we could just tell the inhabitants of Besida what needs to be done. But I don't know. It seems like they kind of have a lot going on already. So
You mean not to have to worry about us, blowing a hole through the ceiling and possibly collapsing the entire cave?
well, I mean, besides that, just if the matter of digging through 100 feet, a hole through 100 feet of rock to let in some sunlight is something that might take them a very long time. It might take them a very long time and a lot of manpower to do.
Right.
And they've got a lot going on with reemerging to the surface. But you know what? We do know some people with a lot of extra manpower who have been doing a lot of mining for a very long time and might be amenable to a trade. Some ogres, to be specific.
True.
That might work. We need something to trade them, and they don't seem to consider they seem to consider gold to be on the low end of value, but there's probably some things we could trade them. Or I know a guy who could probably convince them to do it in exchange for some lizard.
She just stares at the lizard she slowly nibbled on. No, I don't think so. No. I don't know if they would be that impressed with this lizard.
Okay. It might be less the lizard and more the sales pitch, but I bet he could. I bet he could talk them into doing it in exchange for almost anything.
Does he know ogre?
No, but I do.
I don't know if you're as good of a salesman as he is. Wait,
I'm definitely not.
How much did you spend on this lizard?
Only five silver.
5 silver for this.
I spent 5 silver. You spent 5 silver on one of them too, didn't you? I'm not misremembering that, right? It was 5 silver.
It was 5 silver.
Huh.
Yeah, Kinsey, not worth 5 silver.
5
copper, maybe.
Yeah, a couple of copper. I don't know. What?
Like I said, he was a very good salesman.
Yeah, but you're not.
Yes, I am not.
And you would have to be the one doing the talking.
Yes, which means we need something to trade to them. So what is it that they might want? I'm sure there are lots of...
I mean, they've always wanted weapons, right? Isn't that what they wanted before? But the town isn't so keen on giving them weapons.
Yes. Weapons and armor were bit. Well, maybe just a few. If it gets this started, it might be worth it.
I would imagine their trade would be less than whatever the Great Spirit thing would want.
Yes. Earth coins are rather expensive, and we only have a handful left. By a handful, I mean 5. You have to use a small hand, but yeah, a handful. All right.
Well, we know what's going on with them. Kothar, should we just leave them out in the sun for a bit, or should we return them back to the stone?
Only one of them has shown to be awake yet, or
yeah.
You want to wait to see if the other one wakes up?
No, either of them you had the urge to join with.
Oh, so they're both halfway awake at least.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more time.
Okay. We will wait.
The one that has an actual humanoid form now is slowly walking around the place, kind of looking, squatting at times to glance at plants growing on the ground or small insects walking across the clutter.
Are you gonna
very careful not to actually step on anything or hurt anything, though?
Okay. Are you gonna merge with the other one? And will this one get jealous if you do?
That won't be a problem.
Okay. You're not in a weird relationship thing or anything like that, then?
No.
Okay. Just checking. I don't know how you guys, do things when it comes to Wait, do you even marry or get I don't know how that works. Do you?
Before I get too far in that rabbit hole with Kinsey, 'cause I'm gonna go over and just do like a quick verify with the other one, like just if I get like a similar idea.
Quick.
You
Another
can
3
join
hours
with
later.
the other one if you wish.
Okay.
You don't have to, but you can. It seems to be ready for that bit.
Unless somebody else says anything, that's what Kothar would be doing
Okay.
next.
Kinsey will go kind of follow the other one as it walks around. Just kind of flutter around its head a little bit.
When they notice you, they stop and, tilt their head and look up at you and reach a hand up.
Oh, I touch its hand. Do the hi.
They don't seem to talk yet or make sounds yet either.
I will sit on its shoulder. Does it seem to react?
At first, it tends to kind of walk in circles, looking, trying to get a better look at you, which it can't because it can't turn its head all the way, 180 degrees. But it only for a few minutes, and then it stops, and then starts to resume its exploration.
I'll start narrating what it's looking at, like telling it, what everything is. She's going to count it like a child. That's a tree, that's a rock, that kind of stuff. Does it seem bothered by this?
No.
Okay.
And again, Kothar is joined for several hours. The sun is starting to go down before Kothar. The sensation you get from the other one is very similar. The other one seemed to be more of a warrior type and was very protective and was the first one to volunteer to stay out to defend the life rock. Was also, through its memories, at least half of the others had gone dormant before this one had. So it was one of the last few to finally lose its energy.
But nothing so far to indicate the ritual or thing that we were thinking that the life rock might be part of.
No. This one also, you don't get the sense of the drain from it either. This one is less clingy when you eventually do try to leave.
So yeah, when I leave, I'll just relay the information. It was pretty much roughly the same.
As you leave, this one also has a form now instead of just a lump. It looks a little taller than Kothar, a bit more, what's the word? A bit more imposing of a figure. But however, whereas the other one was starting to stare and look confused and curious about everything, this one just kind of slowly takes a knee and lowers its head. So what do you do?
Would I know what to do, or
Both of these are atypical behavior from what you know of joining. But while Mian is curiously watching, and I assume Kinsey is still riding the shoulder of the other one,
Mhm.
This one slowly raises its head and in a very, very sound of like rock scraping on rock, you can almost make out the words "thank you."
I wonder if I'm gonna have to do that to each of them.
Well, so this one is Wake then, I guess. Yes, I suppose we should probably try to get the others out.
And I'll just didn't really learn anything new or different.
Still need to find some way to get sunlight down to the life rock, since we don't want to move it right now.
It stands again. Seems to be taking note. No. Yeah, I guess taking note of its limbs and how it looks, and you know, if it had muscles, it would be stretching. That type of thing. The mouth moves as silent words form on its not quite lips.
I think the longer they were dormant had more of an effect.
Yes, well, may take him. Well, get him some food, right? That's what you're supposed to have after you're dormant for a long time. I must admit a lack of knowledge on the specifics, but it seems hard to go wrong with food. All right. Well, I mean, try to make him comfortable, give him some time to stretch out and get used to being awake again. Get a meal in him, and then probably, if he seems to be doing okay, then get to work getting the others out, and hopefully he can get a bit closer back to his normal self with a bit of time to recover.
Kinsey, the one you're riding on the shoulder, they lean down and pick a flower out of the ground.
Ooh, flower.
Bring it up, and then eat it.
Yes, food seems like the right thing here. I mean, it's eating a flower. It's not a problem.
Probably doesn't taste good. It's probably better
It
than eat, but not that lizard. No, you don't want to eat that.
wasn't that bad. Wasn't 5 silver good, but it wasn't that bad. All right.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, go ahead and get some more of our food out. Just throw it in the hot pot and get something cooked up for them, and then go ahead and pull a couple more loads of cinnamon out here, and then hopefully with a few more hours of rest and some time outside, they can get back their normal selves, and we can start working on a more complete plan to get the life rock reactivated.
All right, so you cook some food up. As long as it's vegetarian, they seem to eat it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The feminine one needs assistance. It's like they don't
The
know how to
first one.
handle cooked food. Flowers are
Absolutely.
fine.
I'll
Finger
go.
food.
I will go pick around some items and make a semi salad of sorts, and of things that are probably slightly better to eat than flowers.
Got that wilderness survival skill, putting it to work.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So, are there any obstacles besides time for us getting the rest of them out and waking them up eventually?
No, doesn't seem to be.
All right.
You camping out here? You going back inside overnight now?
We should probably keep on staying out here with them until they're back to their senses and don't want to leave any of them outside here unattended. Although we should probably see about getting them somewhere to live inside once they're, but maybe not quite yet. Maybe get them a bit more sun before we do that.
Maybe talk to the mayor about getting them a residence that has some sunlight.
Oh yeah, they're in the process of building a town outside of
Yeah.
the gate, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, that is a slow process though.
Oh,
Yeah, but they could do like a temporary building because they don't need a
Yeah,
roof. It
they
just
could
needs four
do
walls.
like lean-tos and stuff for now, and until they
Yeah.
can get some uh, more wood chopped for actual buildings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
also through the joining, you got no information on the first one, but you learned that the second one's called itself Clay.
It has a name.
And it attempts to talk for quite a while before it actually starts to sound like they have a voice and not just rock on rock.
all right. Well, I'll have some. Wait. Can I use speak language to learn rock?
No, because it's not really a language.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So yeah. Well, assuming neither of the people we're busy ferrying around here have a burning need to get somewhere else in a hurry. I don't have any trouble with us spending a few days to get these obsidian back on their feet.
Weren't we told that it was we should
Well,
expedite our trip to the place,
you
the
are
dragon, whatever?
you're expected in Crotus
Uh,
to pick up some animals.
Oh, right. Forgot about that.
Which you've already paid for.
Yeah. We need to. Maybe we can just get some help from the locals on keep an eye on these guys, and then move on to Kravis and grab those animals.
all right, that seems reasonable.
And
Um,
then once we're done delivering, then we can go to the Dragon Mountains or whatever it was that we had to go to.
yeah, Dragon Mountains. We need to get more information on the statuette, which will apparently be important to something Icewing and or Thrall are interested in.
Yeah. So let's get the animals out of the way so we don't forget them, and then head to the mountains after we deliver the animals.
Okay.
All right.
So you acquired a crystal armor. Alright, so on the day you got the crystal armor, you did some more exploration down below, then you transported to Obsidian, then you camped, and on this 22nd is when you actually woke them up.
Yeah, what we can do is have them pulled out, right? The rest of them. I think we should spend a day. I guess. Does Kothar have to like meld with all of them in order to like get them kind of going?
No, you will learn on the next day that Clay is able to actually assist as well.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So Kothar doesn't have to stay here. Yeah. We'll let Clay know once he seems to understand this. I guess by the second day, I would imagine. Yes. No. Maybe.
Oh, hold on. I'm
Oh.
typing my date in still so I don't lose track of time. Alright, so on the 22nd, you woke 2, one called Clay, and then I will, let's see, there's 5 more down there. You could probably get all 5 back up that night.
We can even bring up a few supplies here, and they can sort of make their own little mini, area for them.
All right, but all of them do take pretty much several hours.
Before they wake up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean,
So if you spend
know.
another day here, Kothar and Clay could both wake up too, like in the morning, because you do have to wait till the sun is up enough
right
for them to be receptive and do it before the sun goes down, before they're no longer receptive. So each person can do about 2 a day. There's 5, there's Clay and Kothar. The other one doesn't seem to be able to. So that would get you 4 if you wait one more day. And then on the day after that, you could go do your animals, and Clay could presumably wake up the last one.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that.
All right.
Ooh, does that mean that I can train some stuff too, since we're not really doing anything?
Yes, you may.
Sweet.
How much time do we have training for?
Um,
I know Kothar's a little busy,
that
so he may not be able to
first
train.
day, probably none.
Right.
On the 22nd, Kothar can probably do 1, and both everybody else could do 2.
Okay.
And then on the 23rd, Kothar could also do 1, and everybody else 2.
All right. Well, I sure do have the legend points for this.
All right. So I have to get some of these to rank 5, right?
Want to get to 5th circle? Then yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and also, as long as I'm here, there are plenty of people who speak Theron here, right? I'm going to go ahead and try to learn Theron.
Okay.
So you said we could do 4, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I believe 11 is enough.
Yes, it is. I think 11 is enough for any language. So then in that case, I need more.
All right, and the date is fine. Okay. I'm going to boost my creature analysis up. Could come in handy.
Are you getting your record button, or do I have to do it?
I'm getting my record button.
Okay.
And this is on the 22nd and the 23rd when we're doing our training, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know
It
if you
doesn't matter.
updated your dates. I'm already on the 23rd. So 22nd and 23rd are the two
Yeah,
for
it's
that.
fine.
Language and writer weaving. Also, while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and try to do writer weaving to weave to my fancy bracers, now that I can actually weave a third thread. That'll do.
And 19 gets you pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, rank 1 thread is only difficulty 8, so.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do thread items automatically charge you, or do you need to spend that otherwise?
It should automatically charge you as long as you have the tier properly listed.
Yeah, it's journeyman. Let's see, okay. Yeah, there we go. Then day 2. Just start getting sure mount up there, so I'm going to need a lot of that one. Well, hopefully I won't need any of it, since I only roll that when I get wounded, but I should have it higher. Just in case. Then
All right, I will take notes. Maxim needs to be wounded more.
good luck.
Zinda needs to be wounded more.
Okay, that's just mean. Although, actually, I think Zinda has total the same amount of armor that I do, and it's just more evenly distributed. I've got 11 and 4 armor. She's got 8 and 7. Although her wound threshold is not 12 like mine is, so. All right, and that was successful, so now I can add the second rank onto the Bracers of Aris. All right. And that's all my training time dealt with.
Yep, I'm good.
All right, so on the 24th, the Obsidian will see to awakening their last one. You guys are going to fly not to Kratos, but nearby, so somebody can go get the animals. For the sake of this, we can have Mian go with you, so
Okay.
somebody can stay with the ship while Kinsey and probably Mian go into town.
Yep, sounds good.
We will not turn this into a side adventure that leads off into a bunch of peril.
We will not get Kinsey will not be robbed blind in Kratos, as everyone does the first time they walk through the gates.
The Mystery of the Lizard on a Stick, Part 2.
There's just 3 more Jacks waiting there, and Kinsey comes out with 5 lizards and a hopeless look on her face as she comes to meets Maxim.
I see you met my brother Jack. My brother Jack, who sells lizards. I'm Jim. I sell the rats.
Don't worry, I'll stab him. I'll stab him with the lizard. It's fine. It's probably nice and solid by now.
I got that lovely fried food half-life.
Yes, exactly. Would you like to buy stab? Nope. Okay, back off.
Yeah, as you guys are walking through town, Mian seems to know where to go as when you start talking about who it is you need to find
Mhm.
and stuff like that. She seems to have been here before. And
Oh.
you notice that she is occasionally handing you back a coin or two.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then
coin.
once she hands you back your coin pouch.
Oh, I see. Kizzy was almost excited. She was like, "Yeah, do free coins. This is great."
Wait, these are mine.
Yeah, but the pouch comes, then she realizes it.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you're probably riding on her shoulder the whole time. So you don't know how they're doing it, and then eventually it stops. Enough people seem to get the clue. She is very perceptive.
That's good.
And it's good the man carrying the treasury did not come into town. He hands me back a coin and it's orichalcum.
Yeah.
But she leads you. You finally find the person you're supposed to talk to get to the animals from. Let's see. He said he had already paid for them, right? Or were you supposed to pay them?
Yeah, he said he already paid for them. We're just picking them up.
Right. You had some information to give him to prove that he had paid for them. He knew what he had paid for it. Said not to get too cheated because they had already paid for it and stuff.
Yeah.
However, Mian seems to haggle. Let me do some haggling here. Haggling is charisma,
It will be
right?
me haggling.
How do you find your karma step?
Karma step?
Yeah, where's your karma step listed on your?
I mean, it's 4 unless you're like a horror or a dragon, I think. They get different karma steps.
Character, maybe that's it.
Although, I guess as a troubadour, she could probably spend 2 karma on haggle. Maybe more. Not sure how many different ways they get to do that shit. They're nonsense. No. First, you got to do the first impression roll, and then you got to follow it up with some impressive display, and then you roll haggle with like a plus 47.
Nice.
If a troubadour decides to use all their talents on you, then the numbers get high.
Yeah. But yeah,
same way as if a warrior decides to use all their talents on you.
She's talking about the animals and how they've already been paid for, and she looks to you, and you get the sense from her expression that you're supposed to say something about the quality of the animals, type of thing, being a beastmaster, and these are subpar, and
Yeah.
so it goes through this haggling process, and when you leave, you have 200 silver more.
Oh.
Kind of what the other person overpaid.
Oh.
Wait, that's illegal.
And then,
that's my question.
And then the person that's handing off the animals seems rather relieved that it was only a 200 silver overcharge, and
Yeah,
he didn't get, you know.
Man, dealing with troubadours is just the worst. I need to become one as soon as possible.
So I just like make a mock of me like examining the creatures and don't actually say anything, and she does all the work, huh?
Yeah.
Disapproving windling glare.
Yeah.
That's all
The glare,
that's all
like,
the backup she needs.
Yep, that look that says, maybe not so much.
And then as soon as you walk away, they're your favoriteest animals you've ever seen. And then, you know.
Yeah. So, you know, half a day is, no, not even half a day, a couple hours. People do not try to pickpocket you on your way out. She does stop at an inn on the way out, however. She asks you to wait outside with the animals because the animals can't come in. And she seems to go inside, and only 10-15 minutes later, she comes out with a travel skin of wine and an envelope of some sort, a folded parchment message or something that she tucks into a pocket.
Okay.
And then you guys eventually make your way back to the airship.
All
Right.
right.
Make the arrangement for the work the getting the animals above the or onto the airship.
Yes, you can easily get them between a cavalryman and a beastmaster. There is not much trouble getting the animals onto the airship.
Now convince Cinda not to eat the small ones, and
What were you guys buying? I forgot.
Good.
Riding goats or something?
we were looking for a Zoak for Kinsey, I think.
That's right. You were looking for a Zoak for Kinsey. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, the Zoak is among it.
Sweet.
All right. No. Focus on the way back, I can spend some of the extra time making sure that one gets bonded and trained and start working on enhancing it. I've got all these talents. Seems a shame to use them only on one animal.
There you go.
And then you can fly for more than 10 minutes.
Nice.
And you had a couple more days to get these back to Thrall.
Yeah, so we're gonna head directly.
Did you want to go straight there and drop them off and then come back?
Yeah, let's go straight there. Early is nice. Yeah, he'll appreciate that we're a little bit early.
Also, don't want to keep these with us for too long.
Right.
The longer they be, the more inconvenient things might get. Okay, right. So after we drop them off, is there anything else we need to take care of in Thrall before we head back out? I don't think. Okay, something to trade the ogres. We should buy something to trade to the ogres while we're there.
Oh, right. What do you think?
I don't know. We might be able to get away with like some simple quality of life kind of luxuries or something, like get them some nice food and some spices and some nice blankets and things like that, the kind of things they might have trouble making for themselves. And by nice blankets, I mean like heavy canvas and things like that. But
did we? I vaguely remember when the villagers talked about it that they weren't they trading in like spices or something before, or no? Am I wrong on this? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't remember them having any contact with the ogres besides just knowing they were there.
We remember we have that one guy who's like the contact for the ogres.
Yeah, they were gonna trade stuff like that.
Okay, so we might want to. We don't really want to give them weapons, or too many weapons.
I mean, we could give them one really good weapon.
I guess it depends on like the value that we're the value that we're looking to get out of them in terms of getting a group of them to mine a big old hole through the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, we could get them. We could get them like some bits and pieces of armor or something like that. That would probably they would probably be very happy to trade for something to trade for something like that. And that's slightly less threatening than giving them weapons, I guess.
Yeah, but we are talking, before they were just trading stuff to us like it was just equal trade. Now we're trading for labor from them. Shouldn't that be more than just what we gave them last time?
Is it more or is it less? I don't know. I guess, before we were trading for what they had extra of, which happened to be gold, which is very interesting. I don't know. Maybe just some nice mining equipment. That might be something they'd go for.
They were going to give them nice mining equipment in exchange for asking them to mine.
As far as getting through the mountain, though, it's going to take the ogres quite a bit of time.
Yeah. So we might need to.
So they might not just go for little stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something. So it's gonna have to be something impressive.
Yeah. So what would ogres find impressive?
I mean, let's consider this. What would you want for literally hacking through a mountain?
Thread armor and thread weapons.
That'd do it. Although, what I'd probably do is go find someone else to pay for doing that. Just take my 20% off the top and then pass along the payment to someone else and make them do it. But if they're actually willing to do it, then,
as you said, the alternative is something for the Great Spirit, which
that's going to be more expensive by a wide margin, I think. That's probably looking at like 20 or 50 Earth coins or something like that, which is that'd be like 2,000 or 5,000 silver. And I think we can get a better deal out of the ogres than that. The question is, what goods do they need? Although, refund is down to 4,000. I'll glance through the equipment list real quick.
While they're doing all that, Kothar, you may make another roll for the spear.
All right.
I mean, maybe if we had a spare thread item, we could trade it to them for that. But that seems like a high price there.
17.
And I'm not even sure it'd even be useful for them. Like, you need to be able to weave threads for a thread weapon to be worth much.
17 is success.
Magic weapons are actually quite useless to people who aren't adepts. Except for, like, living armor and stuff, which is magical, but universally useful.
Probably not something the ogres need.
All right, you learn that the spear is Warden tier. Maximum threads are 2. There are 8 thread ranks. There are deeds involved. And for thread rank 1, you must learn the name of the spear. And when you do so, the damage is step 6.
Let's see. I guess one alternative plan to trying to hire the ogres for this would be the Obsidian, since they've got a pretty clear motivation to do this.
True.
And I mean, I think 9 like what is it, 7 or 9 Obsidian? Like that's probably about as many people as would really be useful in mining one thin shaft to let light in. Like at a certain point, you just can't fit that many people in the space that you're digging. So I don't know. Maybe just getting some obsidian-sized mining gear for them and that kind of thing.
Obsidian size. That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pickaxe you use when you're got 20 strength is a little different than the ones the dwarf uses when he's got 12. At least if you want to get the full value out of that 20 strength. And yeah, if you want something like Obsidian quality mining gear, Bartertown seems like a place to go for that. Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's probably what they would end up doing for the next few months anyway, is trying to dig that shaft to let the light in on the life rock. So they're motivated to do that. They're strong enough to do that. They might not have the expertise, but we could probably find someone to teach them. And this way, we don't have to decide whether or not to sell arms to the ogre population, which is one of those decisions, like feeding people to the Inve Legion, that I prefer not to have to make that decision.
Let's arm another threat for them to deal with. Maybe. Come on, we need a third one now.
I mean, maybe what we do is we just go ahead and offer we just offer like full suits of plate mail and heavy armor to the ogres in exchange for first digging this hole and then going down and just killing this one horror. Don't worry, it'll be fine. And so then, they dig the hole, we give them the armor, they go down to kill the horror, and then 2 months later, a bunch of Invi possessing ogres come out and kill everyone.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's fair.
That's what we needed. Insect ogres. That's a great idea. Perfect.
Yeah. You just need a mosquito spirit possessing an ogre in plate mail, and that's just the absolute stuff of nightmares right there.
Well, it's a good thing I'll have to work tomorrow because I don't think I want to go to sleep now.
All right. So, yeah, assuming the Obsidian get their minds back, then we can just go ahead and pick up try to buy some Obsidian-sized mining equipment, and maybe someone to help instruct them.
You know what we need? We need an architect.
Yeah, there we go.
Know an architect. Remember?
We know what. Right. Although he's more an aesthetic architect than a.
That's not. Look, we're gonna tell him we need to put a window in a mountain.
You know what? He might go for that. He might go for put a window in a mountain.
I mean, him putting that on his resume, he can gloat about that for a very long time.
I feel like we gotta at least ask him now if he wants to put a window in a mountain.
Yes, absolutely. We have to ask him that.
All right. If we can figure out where he is,
and we all know that Joe has, like this character is probably some evil mastermind for Windows, and who knows what we're about to do for this. But
we're gonna turn the feng shui of the entire care evil, and then
Yes.
Well, and then the
Yeah.
insect spirits are going to get out. It's going to be a whole thing. There are about 8 time bombs down there. Let's just synchronize the clocks.
Yeah. See. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go find our architect.
What is his name?
I don't remember his name.
All right. First of all, traveling through Thrall looking will take days.
Oh, true.
Lart. That was his name. Okay, but come on, the guy's pretty memorable. There's got to be someone who's... Like, we don't have to find him personally. Also, Kinsey can fly now and has a mount.
True.
It'll still take days.
True. Do we have any idea?
We
Like, he didn't say anything about, like...
a message to meet us, because it'll take several days before those cinnamon are ready anyways.
Well, it's been a few days at this point with us going to Kratos and back, but...
So
There's
if
not
we
like a
send them
mail system in Thrall?
yeah, there's like a messenger service, I'm assuming, right? There's something, right?
Yes, you can pay messengers to deliver messages.
Yeah, see?
All right, and they hopefully have better ways of finding people than we do?
Well, just saying deliver this to somebody, no.
No.
Right, yeah, we have no idea what his address
deliver
is
this
or
to
anything.
somebody at this place, they will gladly go do it.
So who would know?
We could ask around a bit and see if anyone knows where he's at first, and then once we've done that and kind of get an idea where he's at, then we can send the message. I mean, someone's got to know.
Or we could just go visit him if we knew where it was.
Correct. But, yeah.
He is memorable, but then again, this is what, like 100,000 people?
Yeah.
However many are in Thrall.
Look, we could just spend a couple hours looking around and see if we can find him. If we can find somebody who knows where he's at. If we don't, we don't.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so we'll spend a couple hours kind of nosy about talking to people about the guy who, does Windows, and stuff, and see if anyone remembers or knows where this guy is.
All right.
Lart. That was his name.
Give me a charisma test, somebody, or conversation.
I sure do have conversation.
Yeah, go for it.
11?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mediocre.
No, it's all right for 2 ranks in conversation, but yeah, I need to get that up higher, a lot higher.
A lot of people know who you're talking about, and almost every single one of them remembers seeing him near their home.
Does anyone know his permanent address?
No.
If he even has one. Dang.
And here's your map of Thrall. Right? It probably takes a day of walking just to get into the second band of corridors here.
Right, yeah, this place is ridiculously vast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your group's home is like right in the first hallway here, a few hours into the gate.
We got the nice spot.
Well,
no, actually, it's kind of like,
according to all of them,
it's kind of like the slums. It's not very slummy, but the closer to the gate was because where the poorer people live, because during the Scourge, if horrors got in the gate, those would be the people eaten first.
Always nice.
All the nice stuff got built way at the back.
Yeah.
Look, it's nice so we don't have to literally take 3 days to get to our own house, okay? So that makes it the best spot.
Oh, yeah. It's prime real estate now, but in terms of city infrastructure, it's terrible. All right. I guess, we should also probably stop by our house and see if we have any mail or anything like that, but probably not. So then, everyone has seen him, but no one knows where he is now. Yeah, so it'd probably take us days to actually track him down properly.
I mean, if we gave a messenger enough money to find him, he'll probably find him.
Well, yeah, people will search and search and search. You can pretty much say, give somebody a message and then pay for
Or we
a
could.
week's worth of searching.
What
or
we need to
something.
do is find a house that has not had their windows done yet.
We just need to move one of our windows back, and he'll magically appear.
Oh yeah, we can mess up the window. That's what we can do.
Teleports behind you. Yep.
Like, what are you doing?
All right.
Yeah, we need to find that person who does not know the window guy and has a house close by, and give that guy the message. So when the window guy shows up, give him the message. See, that's what.
Or is there like an area here where like new houses are being built and they wouldn't have had their windows adjusted yet? And can we just have someone keep an eye on those and wait for him to show up?
It's possible.
I mean, look, it's worth a few silver pieces to get for somebody for that. It's fine.
Sure.
I mean, you paid 5 silver pieces for an undercooked.
You don't have to bring that up every 5 minutes, okay, Kinsey?
One of you, or both of you, give me a perception or awareness.
Oh God, he's right behind me, isn't he? With 2 more lizards. I don't do awareness.
That's what you got the Rock Man for.
I got an 8 though.
I got a 16.
While you guys are having this discussion, right? It's probably going on while you're traveling through town and looking around and all this stuff. But just talking about the window man, Kinsey, and you probably aren't riding the Zoak the whole time because it's still not fully trained to you.
Right.
So you're probably riding me and shoulder. But every once in a while, those comments elicit a small chuckle. Not a very loud one, but you can feel her shoulder move as she chuckles.
But wait, what do you know?
You won't find him unless he wants to find you. I didn't know at first who you were speaking about, but now I think I do.
Oh.
Well, do you think he'd be interested in building a window in a mountain?
Perhaps if it was one of the Throlic Mountains.
Oh,
that's a shame. Oh. Maybe we could find someone a little less specialized. I wonder if they're... Perhaps one of the temples of Abandal might have someone looking for... I mean, this is cutting a window into a mountain to bring the sun to a life rock. There's got to be someone who appreciates the poetry of that.
Indeed, there probably is, but it's not who you're looking for.
Yes, we'll have to pass on him, but we can find someone else. And if they appreciate the aesthetics of it, we don't have to pay them as much.
True.
All right. So, yeah, given that we don't really know that much about cutting a window in a mountain, and I'm not entirely convinced that the Obsidian here would know that much about it either, I think probably we should consult with, I don't know if there are any good miners around here, or we could check with the Questers of Opandal if they have a recommendation for us, but basically spread the word that we need to awaken a life rock that's deep underground by cutting a window to let the sunlight into it. And there's a crew of Obsidian who will almost certainly be willing to help, but they probably need someone with technical know-how. And see if we can try asking around a few places and make the sales pitch and see if we can convince someone that this is a good opportunity. And I'm willing to pay some money to make this happen if people aren't willing to do it just to put it on their resume, as Kinsey put it.
Yeah, can we do that? Can we find somebody?
All right, let's see here. The trade service table does not have windows through a mountain.
I mean, does it have like
Weird.
an architect or something?
Trying to see if there's just a general service.
Service. I mean, Sage, I guess. Although, okay, that doesn't actually help because that's a massive range.
Yeah. No, like I'm trying to see if there's like a general laborer.
I mean, we're not so much looking for a general labor as just someone who has this technical
Yeah, it's more
knowledge
like
here.
a skilled. We need someone skilled, not just general.
Yeah.
Maybe the similar pricing to like a specialist of some sort.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think
short. It's a
so.
short list on trade services, so I guess. Man, why are scribes so expensive? Scribe is 50 to 75 silver a day. Crazy.
Maybe they're doing that fancy, the fancy book stuff.
The illumination.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a scribe, a talented scribe, can translate a group's adventure log from a pile of disjointed notes into a stirring epic of heroic adventure.
No.
That's
Well,
why
that
we
is a
pay them
service.
so much.
Well, that sounds like that's worth it.
Yeah,
Every
we
time.
should definitely hire a scribe now.
But
Oh,
any,
I
but
just
any
need to become a
scribe
troubadour, so
working,
I can do that for us.
but any scribe working for Kinsey though probably want double.
Yeah.
The whittling fee is what it's called.
All right. So, somebody with good charisma, give me an interaction test. I need a conversation will help. So probably Maxim.
Yeah,
Definitely not me.
I continue to have the best social skills in the party, which is a low bar, but
So
oh god,
far.
a 5.
Okay.
Oh, it's 2 1s.
Oof.
Oh, but not rule of one. So.
No, it's 2 1s, but I got 3 dice, so you know.
All right. So you tell your tale, and the whole, in order to awaken a life rock, actually stirs up some interest, right? People are wanting to save Obsidian, especially after the Triumph landed on Iodia and all that stuff. And here's a life rock people might be able to save, so there's that. But and there's Obsidian there as part of it. Gets a sob story, but they don't have any wealth. They can't pay for it. Somebody's got to pay for it. So it kind of goes through this whole thing, and you manage to get, we will say, a questor of a Pandal and 4 miners that are interested, but they need to be compensated.
Okay.
And they will want um see, for the 5 of them, they're not sure how long it'll take, but
We do advise them that the obsidian might be there are some obsidian that might be in condition to help. That could speed up the process.
Yeah, but unskilled aid is probably more detrimental.
True.
So they will want 150 silver a week.
And do they have any kind of rough estimate for how long it might take, or?
No, because they have never seen the site. They haven't done any surveys. It'll probably be a couple weeks before they can actually even get to the digging. So it might get expensive.
All right. So yeah, probably
How much money do we have in the party fund?
$4,000. So yeah, I mean, I think something this big is, especially considering that this may be related to keeping those horrors in check, is easily worth 1,000 to us. And so, assuming they need like 2 weeks to survey, and then a month after that, maybe, then that would be still less than 1,000. So that seems.
Yeah. So why don't we tell them that we'll make sure we absolutely pay for the survey, but we want an estimate after they're done with the survey, just so we know what to expect. Does it sound reasonable?
That sounds reasonable to them.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and knock off 300 silver pay to get an estimate on the work.
All right.
And then, guess with that done and the animals sorted out, then we can go ahead and make our way back to Basita to put them on the job. Oh, and I suppose, so yeah, I guess Mian wants us to go to Parlength at some point to look for another one of those books. We need to go to the Dragon Mountains to research that statuette because Icewing wants us to. And what else was there? Also,
Hack wants to because he needs key knowledges and stuff.
Yeah, but didn't Mian also say something, or someone said something about
she got a message that
statue be useful for some business to help Thrall.
So it would be better sooner than later. The book in Parlength did not have a time attached to it.
All right. So, in that case, yeah, I mean, it seems like our... And then, besides that, there was also, at some point, we're going to need to assist in some kind of attack on the Theron outpost.
But that's much like, because they need time to build up a fleet or whatever. Like, they need more ships, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess
we just have to be careful about exposing the airship too much before that happens, right? That was the deal?
Yes.
Right. Don't expose your airship too much.
All right. So I guess the most pressing thing is, well, first, I think it's pretty... they're also, like, they're journeyman trainers in Basita still. So what might be a reasonable thing for us to do is just spend these 2 weeks while we're getting the survey done, getting some training. I'm pretty sure we've got enough legend points to go to 5th Circle at this point. As long as we take the time to spend them. So, spend a week training up talents, spend a week getting up to next circle, get our estimate, and then pay the miners whatever they need to get that work going. And then after that, head up to the Dragon Mountains to start researching the statuette. Does that seem like a reasonable plan? Anyone object to taking a couple weeks off here while they're getting the estimate done?
I mean, can't we do one of those things? I mean, that's 2 weeks.
I mean, we could just drop off the miners to start doing the estimate and head up to the Dragon Mountains right away.
Yeah, why not? Let's do that. There's no point in sitting
Sure.
around just waiting for them to.
I mean, we wouldn't be waiting. We'd be doing all our training time there.
That's true. But I
Which,
don't know if everyone has enough to even get to a point to circle up. I don't think I have enough to circle up at any point. So.
Oh, how many legend points do you have lying around? Because I've still got like 6,000.
I have.
I think I have enough if my math is, well, maybe not. I might be a little short. I'm at 2,600.
Oh, okay, not bad. I'm at 5,700.
Yeah, 5,700. Like you're going to need a few days just to spend all that.
Yeah, but and I still need 3 of my talents up to 5. Yeah.
In order to get 5th circle, you're going to need 9 talents at rank 5.
Yeah, I need 3 more, I think, if I'm right.
Yeah. Does Kothar's sheet have like all the legend points for sessions you missed and everything?
It should.
Yeah,
All right.
I looked at it. It looked like that. Yeah.
What's your total legend points or career legend points?
22,500.
All right, and you've got 2,600 left right now.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So you've spent a lot more than I have.
You've spent a lot.
All right.
I'm only 1 raise for 1 talent, and then like 3 raises for another to circle up.
All right, and do you have enough legend points for those raises? Yeah, you should have exactly enough. I think.
If not, I'm like one off.
All right. All right. So
But I still don't see a problem with going to the Dragon Mountains now, unless you really think we need to circle up before that.
I don't think we really need to circle up before that. It's just like I'd like to have the estimate taken care. I'd like to have them paid so that that's just going to keep going regardless of how long it ends up taking before we sail off for God knows how long into the Dragon Mountains. Although I guess theoretically it shouldn't take us too long to get there and back again.
2 weeks sounds yeah. Like how long will it actually take to get to the Dragon Mountains from here?
I mean, we got an airship, probably a day or 2.
No, where's the world?
Hold on.
Switches.
I'm looking at other character sheets because Hack is not close, and neither is Arca.
Man, how is
Given how
everyone
many
else spending?
days they've been sitting around, they should actually be able to level or be able to raise some of their stuff.
I think they've also threaded some more items.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way you spend legend points quickly, which I haven't done a ton of so far.
And
Yeah,
also, Hack as a spellcaster has to
Yeah.
spend legend on spells.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time I want to spend. Yeah, like learning spells and threading to items doesn't take much time, but raising talents and training animals and enhancing animals does.
All right,
so I'm like trying to find time for all these things. But
you guys are here. Am I on the right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We see it.
And then Dragon Mountains are down here.
Okay.
Oof, that's a travel.
Yes. So.
And you probably don't want to head straight over the service jungle.
My guess is going to be at least a week just to get there.
So roughly 8 feet of the ruler is a day by travel. So it's going to take 4 days, 3.5 days of just airship travel, plus any stops, any encounters, any slowdown, any type of stuff like that.
All right. I mean, what we could do is we could just leave them with 2 weeks pay for the survey, and then another 2 weeks pay to just like I'm assuming it's going to take more than 2 weeks, so go ahead and get started, and we'll get the proper estimate and pay taken care of when we get back, which should be less than a month.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
All right.
I'll be right back. I don't think we're going to be doing much else after this anyway, so.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be right back too. I got to put my clothes in the dryer. I almost forgot.
that, and it's probably nice to get input from the other half of the group before fully deciding.
Committing to a plan this big, yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and mark off the money to pay them for another 2 weeks. So now they've got a full month of their time paid for working on this.
Let me see. Air Sailor. Fourth circle, he got wound balance. His are not in order of getting them.
Oh, yeah. We should probably find a paying job at some point. It's, our supply of money is large, but it is starting to dwindle as we spend, like 500 silver waking up that earth elemental, and another 600 on this, and gonna start dwindling eventually. And also the airship costs like however many kernels of air per day?
1.
1 per day. Oh dear. Yeah, that is expensive. 100 silver a day.
For what?
Running the airship.
Oh, right. We use the air kernels for that, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Any day we're in fact, I should go ahead and mark off a couple of those now.
Yes.
Because we were operating it for like 2 days to go to like Thrall and then go back, and then another like 2 days of us hauling out of Cinnamon.
Yeah, going from where you are to Kratos was 2.7 gives you another 5.3, so that's 1 day. Took you 2 days to get to Thrall. And then it'll take you 2 days to get back.
Marking off like 6 days total for this session.
Just 4 should be good.
4? Alright. And I assume there's not too much trouble in exchanging an air coin for 10 air kernels somewhere in Thrall or Bartertown?
No.
Alright.
You can separate them yourself if you want.
Oh, I assume you need an elementalist for that, but yeah. If you don't, then that should be alright. Okay.
I'd say there's somebody, it doesn't take much. Somebody can teach you how or do it for you or whatever.
Alright. In that case, we still got 26 days worth of airship fuel, but
Should we get more before we leave?
I mean, it's only a 4-day trip down there. Things have to get pretty rough for us to fly this for 26 days, without getting back to Thrall or something.
Okay, so we're good for the moment.
Yeah. Although, as I said, you might want to look for a paying job sometime in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
Helping out of Cinnamon is nice and all, but I don't know if they've got massive supplies of gold to pay us with, or ideally air kernels.
Yeah, Flaw has 2 of 8 at rank 5. So he's close. Well, somewhat close.
Yeah, I mean, we could take like 2 days or 3 days to train up some stuff if that was necessary for some people,
I think it would take more than 2 or 3 days.
No, I mean, just to give people like ranking, and we're not to circle up per se, just to get ranks and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at least 4 days, but I think I might be the closest.
I will assume that most people were helping with the Obsidian.
Yeah.
So they'll have opportunity for 5. I think is what I gave you guys, 5?
You give us 4.
4 advances? I thought you had 1 and then 2 days of 2.
Oh, did you? I only did 4, so if I had an extra one, I didn't know.
I only did 2 because I think I was busy.
Yeah, you were.
Kothar was busy.
You were necessary. There were heavy objects.
You were melding.
Oh, yeah. Kothar's more
Oh, yeah,
was
that
because
too.
he was melding.
Yeah, that too.
So the 2 days where you each got 2, Kothar had 1.
Right. So that's why I got 4. We got 4, and he got 2.
then
Did you give us another one in there besides that? I didn't hear it. If it's the case,
I thought. Let me look at my timing.
because the first day we were moving the Obsidian.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so 4. So
Yeah.
Kothar had 2, you guys had 4. And then you guys were doing a whole bunch of travel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably give them 6. Because during your travel time,
we
they can
usually
be.
do 1 per day, right? You said if we're just sitting on the airship, or no?
I
mean, because we're
no,
working.
because you had animals, you guys had to do more work.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
When there's a full crew, yes. When it's a partial crew, I'll say you guys had to do more work. So.
And I count that time as training up as increasing my animal training talent.
So yeah, you guys had 4. I'll give them 6 to account for you guys' time coming and going. And then we'll see where everybody stands and how that goes. Let's see here. Let me update my dates. When you get back, it's going to be the 30th? No, the 28th.
Yeah, because if we were to circle up, we would need another week, right? For this,
or 5 days.
Yeah, 5 days.
5 days. Okay.
Let's see here. Kothar, you can make a roll for the armor.
Oh, 22. I thought I saw the 5. I thought I saw the 5. I was like, oh.
That is a bonus success. Okay. Maximum threads 2. Tier Warden. Thread rank 1. Learn the name of the armor. It becomes physical armor 6. At thread rank 2, becomes mystical armor 6.
Very tough.
Nice.
And I will add that to a handout. Let's see. Legend points and silver points for today. $2,500.
2,500 for the day.
Yes.
Yeah, we get a session name.
What do you want to call
we do. The Obsidian meld. I was going to say mind meld, body meld.
The Obsidian fusion dance.
Rocking
fusion dance. Oh, rocking and rolling.
Sure, rocking and rolling. Okay.
Rocking and rolling. That's very nice. How much
Updating
did you say it was?
2,500.
Okay.
2,500, yes.
Yeah.
And the date is updated on the party calendar.
28.
Also, I was mistaken about the amount of legend points I had. I am completely covered for probably a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could probably train for like a week straight and not run out of legend points.
9,500.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Did you all? I know, Maxim, you probably know about this, but with your group pattern item,
Mhm.
you might want to save a couple slots, right? Don't rush to fill all 5 as soon as possible.
Oh, right. You put that in the chat. I saw.
Yeah. There are talents later on that directly add to things, like some of the more martial types get Burning Vigor, which is just you get rank recovery tests per day that you can spend on things that require you to spend a recovery test, like Fire Heal and stuff like that. So having a bonus to that might help. There are things that just add to damage. So if damage is really one of your important things, you can boost just your damage. Or you can boost your recoveries, because later on there are talents that most people get that just replaces your toughness roll for the talent roll for recoveries, right? So there
Yeah.
are
And
things you get later on that you may want to save a slot or two.
Yeah, and I mean, you can unweave threads that you have woven. However, you don't get the legend points back.
Right.
Gotcha.
And also, I have things like wheeling attack, which basically at 6th circle, as long as I'm not in a really confined space, I'm kind of just going to stop using the melee weapons talent and use wheeling attack instead, because it does the same thing but better. And they're talents like that where it's oh, you don't need unarmed combat anymore. You need claw frenzy. So
Oh, right. Because Claw Frenzy, in a
Yeah.
sense, will replace it, right?
Claw Frenzy replaces your unarmed combat, but when you hit 8th circle and your Claw Frenzy is only 2, you're not likely to do a whole bunch of extra attacks with it.
Right. So it doesn't replace it immediately. It's one
Right.
of those.
And
Once you put some ranks in it, it will.
And it
And
might not
even once
replace
you
it
level
all
up,
the
then-
time.
Yeah, even once you level it up, you'll still probably want to do just one attack that doesn't cost you 8 billion strain every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're really hurt, you'd still want to do the yeah. Like let me not hurt myself. But yeah, I mean, right now I've only got the one thing in it. So anyways, so.
But
I mean, durability is a pretty safe one to weave a thread to, just because there's almost no other way to increase your durability.
Right.
It's like that's very exclusively. This is how you improve that.
But the rest of them become a little bit more choosy, is what you're saying. We should be.
Yeah. There's that's like it is the most flexible tool you have for your mechanical build is the group threads. So yeah, it can be important to be careful what you put those in.
Yeah. So like at 9th circle, Beastmasters as a discipline talent get critical hit. Others do too. When you attack somebody and you get at least 3 successes, so 10 over your target's number, you just do extra damage equal to your critical hit rank.
Oh, nice.
So you could put your group item into critical hit. But better than that, at 7th circle, Beastmasters get downstrike. And as a windling, you can get above your target very easily. So anytime you are attacking from above, you can directly add your downstrike rank to your damage.
Although honestly, as a Beastmaster, you can just increase your claw shape rank. That one's always going to be relevant. And that's just always going to be your damage.
It's a very similar. Yeah, Beastmasters have a lot of things they can do, whereas some of the other disciplines only have 1 or 2 direct damage boosters.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly because other disciplines can use weapon forging.
The biggest trick for me would be like I would probably want something to improve like the dodging stuff that I did, because she will probably never wear like armor that's ever going to be good enough to take a hit. To take a so.
So you have a void blow.
Right.
You can boost a void blow. Once you hit 9th circle, one of your talent options is defensive posture, which is a talent that directly adds its rank to any type of defensive talent you use, like avoid blow or acrobatic defense or anything like that.
Nice.
So you will have something like that eventually. But if you really want to boost avoid blow, that's another good one.
Yeah, because it really hurts when she gets hit.
And
she's the glass sword.
Avoid blow is limited to you can only use it a number of times per turn equal to your rank. Group threat items are directly boosting your rank.
Oh, so it adds to that, right?
So yeah, if you have,
In case you get attacked 9 times in a turn. Yep.
Yeah,
in case you go up against another Beastmaster.
Yeah. Oh god, Beastmaster versus a Beastmaster. That would be a hell of a fight to roll out.
But yeah, there are also talents where the rank determines how often it can be used or things like that. So that's another thing to consider.
Yeah, okay. So just don't be too quick to start adding
Yeah.
stuff in. Or if you do,
Mm-hmm.
know that you could change it, but you just don't get the legend points back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I mean, you know, at higher circles when you're throwing around tens of thousands of legend points, then like the 3,000s it costs to max out a level 5 thread to one of your talents, it's not nothing, but it's not nearly as much as it is now.
Yeah.
Right. Fair enough.
But yeah, durability and claw shape are two that, you know, I don't think you're going to end up you're ever going to end up regretting putting points in those.
Yeah, I think claw shape was going to be my next one. So
I have no idea what the hell my next one is going to be.
But yeah, some people might decide that, you know, as soon as they can get it, that it's important to fill all 5 with like 2 defenses, mystic armor, wound threshold, and durability. That's perfectly fine too.
Yep, those are base attributes that are very necessary.
But it's just, you know, there's things to consider. At least look ahead, you know, to potential talents that you may get and wonder, you know, is that worth saving a slot for maybe, or?
Gotta plan out your prestige classes.
Yeah. All right, let me add the legend to the other 2.
I don't think I looked at any of the prestige type stuff.
Oh, but
for me,
I mean,
but
there are the prestige class, like the mystic paths, which are the equivalent of prestige class in this, they're very focused and also very like lore dependent.
Yeah,
like it's like those are a lot of them are like full-time jobs, and or are a lot of the ones that aren't are like race restricted. So it's like, you know, a tail dancer, that's not
right.
That's not a full-time job, but, you know, it's just grind. And yeah,
yes, you guys befell victim to a questor of Corollas.
yeah, fair enough.
There are other things they can do. Questors of Corollas can like enchant a pouch of coins, right? So that everybody in a certain range wants to spend money. Just they want to spend money. They want to get in on get rich quick schemes. And if somebody's like, you know, hey, I got an expedition going over here, and you're guaranteed to get a 3% or, you know, 30% return on your investment, you're more likely to say, hey, yeah, put me down, you know, things like that.
Nice.
I'm not sure if I need to avoid this man with my life or beg him to teach me, but it's one of the two.
How did you turn a mediocre lizard on a stick to something I loved?
Insight
and
obsession.
Does this work on dating sites?
I think it's insight obsession.
There we go.
It's one of those.
Man, and I invoked Corollas within 5 seconds of meeting him. I was just asking for it.
All right, let's see. Flaw. Legend.
Hey, even if my my idea to get the window guy to come didn't work out, I thought it was a good idea.
It was, yeah. I really wanted to see the window man come to build the biggest window in the world to save a life rock. That would have been hilarious.
Maybe he'll hear about it in town and be like, "Wait, what? There's a window that I'm not a part of?"
I will let you guys in on a little secret. The Window Man is a great dragon.
Oh, of course he is. Why not?
We got our windows installed by a great dragon. Ain't that always the way?
He basically is reinforcing the pattern of Thrall to make it more defensive.
Interesting.
So when he's rearranging windows and stuff, it's like if you drew a magical circle of protection on the ground and laid that over a map, you want buildings and the hallways and stuff to overlay that right. So any place where there's slight tweaks or whatever, he is semi-secretly trying to fix that.
Interesting.
All right, Falal's got their legend points.
But yeah, the next time we play, we can kind of sit to see how many, if people want to sit for another 2 or 3 days to or even to circle up. I guess we probably do have enough to circle up if we just need time, right?
Yeah, I will post in chat that
Yeah,
they can do 6 talent upgrades. Let's see, Hack has his. Who's left? Arca.
Yeah, because I imagine I believe we all should have enough legend points to actually just circle up if we wanted to, right? I don't know how.
Arca's most recent are at 2, so he'll have a 3 is what? 500?
Yeah.
5, 8, 13. So 2,600 for at least one of those. And then his others, he's got, looks like most of them. He's got 6 of 8, so he'll have to do one more. So he should have enough legend points to get there. Oops. I didn't
What about
our
our mage? Because he's the one that burns it on other things.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and he also has the fancy threat items.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a couple, either warden or master tier. All right, why is Arca's career points wrong? He has fun with fish. He missed the dead defenders. What day was that? Naming the sessions helps.
Yes.
That way it's fairly easy for me to look and see when somebody misses something what they missed.
Yeah, you can just scan down the titles.
All right, so everybody now should have 25,000 total career legend points.
Yes, I do.
All right, well, let's end the stream there. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Next, if I can get my calendar. Next session
17th?
should be the 17th. I don't think we have any big conventions again until August.